We are live. Yo, 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 yo. What up? What up? How everybody doing out there? Come on in. Come on in. Yo.
Good morning.
It's that Kanye. Good morning.
The old Kanye.
Yeah, old Kanye. Old Kanye. See, they starting shit already. What up, y'all? Let's see where we at. This shit live yet?
Can you hear us?
It be taking a minute for this damn thing to. There they go.
What's up?
So
Spike is live.
Yesterday, man, everybody that was at the crib was like, "Oh man, Boston gonna win." I was looking at the niggas like, "I don't know about that."
As soon as the game started, I was like, "It's
Crazy thing.
Yeah, we'll get into it.
And it wasn't even about Game 7 that made me realize that.
Oh, cool, Samuel. Appreciate it. FIFO, what up?
What it do?
Spike, what up?
What up, though?
I'm talking. We good? What up, Nick?
We good. What's up?
What up? This may be Shelton whenever you get here. So yeah. All right. All right. We're not gonna hold anybody tonight. My
man said he came with some money to spend for some Jaylen Brown slander.
Rob Shelton is not off tonight. I'm actually all mics are good. That's all I needed to hear. All right, we're gonna go. This is the place where sports opinions collide. Dead in sports. I'm your host Kenneth B. Inge. There he is, coming in the door right now. Shelton J.
I was hoping it could have been a bum in a box. That would have been a whole different episode.
I think I'm gonna start a new tradition, man. We gotta.
This is 2023. We knew.
Get it rolling.
I'm tired of them talking shit about us too.
Yeah, especially as a black platform.
Yeah, exactly.
CPT
What up,
time.
FIFO? You got it, bro? Okay. No, I'm not joking. I know what it's like, man. You know, this man missed a month and a half, almost 2 months.
You look a little spry coming in here. You got some spring in your step.
I'm
You
getting it
back.
back.
You got some steroids or
Just
something?
getting back.
He got that DeAndre Hopkins.
What up, FIFO?
What up?
Spike?
What up, though?
Nick?
What's going on?
All right, and everybody, we all know Shelton. That is not all white. Shelton is not all white. It's probably just the way it look on the camera.
Oh, yeah.
CD with the members chat. Member for 19 months. Damn, man, we appreciate that for real.
Yes, sir.
Jaylen Brown is Rodney Stuckey.
He started early. He wasn't lying, was he? He came
Hey, I used to fuck with Rodney Stuckey. Rodney Stuckey was that. He was a knucklehead ass nigga.
Yeah, he had a good 3-year run.
He had a it was more like 2.5.
ball. Straight street ball.
Yeah.
Rodney
Dang.
Stuckey
Rodney
was straight
Stuckey.
off the
He in the
playground.
Ray for Austin category of hoopers where like they was good for about a season or two.
You know, that was Curtis Jackson's cousin.
I didn't
For
know.
real?
Nah, I'm talking shit.
Oh.
But that nigga look just like 50 though.
He did.
Yeah. We them boys. Cause I'm trying to read these before they disappear. Member chats, because I can't ever get them on the back end of this thing I'm using. Y'all remember Bron wanted Spo fired. LMAO. I do remember that.
Brown disrespected the fuck out of Eric Spoelstra early
He
on.
did.
He did when he
Remember when he bumped into him?
He tried to get Pat Riley to coach the team.
Mm-hmm. And Spike Pat Riley.
Pat Riley had to
You gonna
cuss
get
out
out my
LeBron like,
face?
nigga, I told you this is the dude.
Mm-hmm.
Damn,
Yeah, but
man, it's true.
TJ Clark is right though. The man has learned a lot over the years. So he was very young, but FIFO is one of the ones that kind of pointed out to me like, no, there is actually a system in place, and it's not just LeBron centric. You know, after a few years. So, but yeah, he got there.
I don't know about that.
Do you think if Spo had this Heat team? I mean, if Spo was coaching the Lakers, do you think they would have at least got a game against Denver?
I think they would have won.
I think they
would
could have
not.
got a game against
I think they
them.
would have won.
No, I don't know if they would have won. Nah,
No.
the talent
With
disparity
everything they
was
like,
crazy.
just switching out coaches.
Just switching coaches, bro.
No, sir.
I think they would have won at least one.
Y'all put too much credit in the coach's hands, bro. You I don't know if you watched Inside the NBA, but Shaq said the same thing. Like, those coaches are not there for the stars. It's not going to change much from the top. It's the bottom end and working them up.
That's
That's
what
literally what we're
Lakers.
talking about.
That still would have been enough to get them over the hump.
I think
But
I think Spo would have got something out of D-Lo.
But the fact that, you know, and obviously, look, if we just swap coaches, it's not enough right? Because the reason why Miami is because of the culture. And the coach is an extension of that culture. You know what I'm saying? So to me, just swapping them out doesn't mean that now they win the series. But I do think that Spo is a better coach than Darvin Ham.
All I said
Therefore,
with
I
them-
think they could get one.
That's what I asked.
Yeah,
I think they
one
can
game.
get
Got
one.
one game. Yeah.
Y'all
I
still-
said five.
And those
Richie.
games were close. You don't think a simple coach change
Spo's
would have
were-
at least gotten them one of those close
them
games?
the same players, bro.
We'll break down how I feel like the
Right.
reason why, because all those games came down to what, 3 to 5 points or some shit like
Yeah,
that.
they were like
close.
Two
right
possessions
there.
or if that.
So those guys that you're talking about, that Shaq was talking about, he could have made a difference on those guys. Maybe not on LeBron and AD, but some of those other guys, he could have definitely made an impact on it.
Who
You don't think the Lakers got a better roster than the Heat?
They're not a better team.
That
Well,
ain't
you
what he
put
asked.
Spo
That's
in.
not what he asked.
But see, that's
said
the
team and
roster is
two different things.
Lord, here he go, bro. He came early
We're gonna
with the
talk. We're
shit.
gonna talk about this
he
because
just said
Shelton,
roster. He just said
I just
roster.
asked you. I
we're
asked you
gonna
who
talk
roster
about
was
this because it
better.
needs
Who
to be
roster better?
said. This
Who
is the
roster
biggest
better?
mistake
Before
of
you
dead
go
in
into that,
sports.
before you go into your rants, answer this question.
Who roster better? The
Who's
Heat,
roster
the Heat
better?
or the Lakers?
Top to bottom,
Yes.
The Lakers got more talent, but the Heat is a better team. I mean, it's
So
not
the
a
Lakers.
simple answer.
So the Lakers.
No, it's not.
The
And see,
Lakers
that's the
have a
thing.
better roster.
He
When
said
you
it.
talk about
He
team,
said it.
you know what? There's certain other factors, but the main factor when we talk about team is chemistry.
Correct.
Then culture and all of that
Correct.
type of stuff. But if we're talking roster, it just means player for player. The Lakers have a better roster from one
got better
to
players.
15.
But we know that, and see, that's the biggest dead in sports mistake is we always talk about talent. We do the same thing with
You
these
bringing
younger
us
teams.
now.
I am.
It's our fault that we
I
try to
am.
recognize talent.
I
on the
am
team.
because talent does not win championships.
It
Chemistry,
helps. It helps.
and your development wins. It does.
But
help.
talent
It does.
you
But
gotta
You got to start.
so
So you
talent.
start with talent, though.
So right now
you don't
you
go
think
get people and say, "Man, we got great chemistry together." If I
So
can't play
Patrick
in the
Mahomes'
league,
talent didn't help them win the game.
yeah, like you got to start with
so
talent.
what I'm saying is
No!
no, I said that's not what I'm saying. What I'm saying is, Patrick Mahomes is talented for sure. But what I'm saying is, you think the best two teams, the most talented two teams are in the NBA championship?
no.
There you go.
But that's what Spoelstra.
There you go. Last year,
That's
you think
what-
the
that's what
most
we said
talented-
about-
That's what we're going back
That's
to
why
coaching.
we talking about
when you talk
Spoelstra.
about coaching,
Spoelstra
not
And we
still
say
ain't
if
gonna
you
make
put
that
him
big
on
of
the
a
Lakers,
difference.
you got better chemistry. You got better. He would bring a similar culture to what he learned in Miami to LA.
I'm
But
just
see,
saying
but
one
see,
game.
but see, here's the thing for me. It takes willing participants. Those guys in LA don't have
I
the
don't
same
He's
know.
mindset
asking,
as
but,
mine.
but I think you're making a bigger point. He's asking, can you get one game? You think Spo can get one game over that?
I think Spo
Denver
gets you
Nuggets
one
team?
game.
Okay.
Okay. All right. Well,
I think it's a player that will make a difference, but not a coach.
All right. Well, cool. That was impromptu. But shout out to everybody. I saw y'all in the Discord. Liking the new logo. So I'm finally starting to roll that out on our YouTube and socials. So I'm glad you guys are digging that. So check it out if you guys haven't had a chance. But let's get into it, man.
Before we talk about the Eastern Conference Finals, Nick Nurse got a job quick as the new head coach for the Philadelphia 76ers.
That white man look.
Nah, I don't know
Nah?
if that job ain't lucky. That's a cursed job at this point. FIFA, I'm gonna start with you then. I'll just ask you, what were your initial thoughts when you saw Nick Nurse got the head coaching job?
I think it's okay. I don't love it. I don't hate it. But I don't know if that coaching change makes that big of a difference. Now, I know he does have some history with Daryl Morey. So, to me, if he has history with Daryl Morey, that means that James Harden must be more in line with Nick Nurse than he was with Doc Rivers. But to me, I think James Harden is over the hill. I don't think he's the same guy. So we shall see. You called it a cursed job. I think anything when you're coaching an MVP, right, in their prime, and they Embiid legit just won the MVP. The expectation is championship, and I just don't know if they have the talent. I don't know if Nick Nurse brings the right type of culture that I think that they need to get them over the hump. I just don't know. And I think I'll put it to you like this: if they don't do anything, Nurse is the scapegoat. But I think Daryl Morey will probably be the next one to go.
And that's why I say it's a cursed job.
I
Because
agree.
it's either championship or bust.
It is.
And what coach gonna succeed off of that?
really
Except
can't.
for Well, except for a Nick Nurse type of guy who won a title in 1 year when they said it was championship or bust. Lou, what about you? What did you think about the hire?
I think it was a good hire. Embiid needed something new. The background with Harden, if he's still going to be there.
He's not.
And you don't think Harden going to be there?
I think he's gonna be there.
He ain't going to Houston.
I still think that Nick Nurse is a person that will be able to get more out of Embiid, and I would be interested to see what the piece to replace Harden would be. I would be interested if we were just talking about culture and what a coach brings to the table. Having something different from Doc Rivers in there, I would love to see what they get out of Embiid.
Nick, who do you think is a better coach, Nick Nurse or Doc Rivers?
Would I rather have a doctor, a bad doctor, or a decent nurse? Oh no, bro!
And they say the nurse do all the work. The
You
doctor
know,
just
and this
come in and
doctor
tell you
quack.
what
He's a fucking quack.
you know. So
Honestly, bro, I don't.
Dang, bro.
Bro, it's really a fart in the wind, bro.
I
don't-
Based on what, given that Nurse has a title already.
Yeah, but Doc, you can say the same thing about Doc, but are you excited to have Doc Rivers as your new head coach
That
if
is
he was
true.
a team?
They both do.
It's the same. That's the thing. Like with Nick Nurse, what has he done?
I
since
think Doc is old and out of touch. I think Nick Nurse is probably a little bit more in touch with the current NBA.
I don't it's a false statement. I don't think that Doc is out of touch. I think that Doc isn't demanding.
Okay.
I think as a head coach,
All right.
Well, they say that's the reason James Harden didn't fuck with him, because he was demanding too much out of him. They say him and Harden was clashing.
well, shit, with Doc teams, I don't see like the players that he demands and then they perform. True. You know what I'm saying? Because when he took that Boston job, KG was already a ready-made product.
everybody was ready.
Yeah, everybody was ready-made. So
except Rondo.
They said
except for Rondo.
They said part of the biggest reason, well, obviously it came out after, they said that the relationship between Doc and Harden was terrible. They didn't even damn near talk. After earlier in the year, Doc was trying to hold him accountable and Harden felt like he was doing too much.
Well, Rob said Nick Nurse got ran out because he was out of touch, and when I say that, I'm talking mainly from the perspective of being able to connect. I think it's an age difference, an age gap, and I think him sending that gospel song to Harden just it says so much to me, bro. And I don't think Nick Nurse would try to connect with him on that.
Well,
level.
for me, it's just like with Nick Nurse is like, what did he do after the Kawhi ring?
He had them competitive. They competed. Would
The
you
next year
think
they
they
went
had a
to the
system
I
in
felt like
place?
they dipped every year.
I mean, they didn't have no talent, though.
I mean, they had
They've
they
had
had
talent.
they
They had
have
Siakam.
talent.
They have talent.
They had more talent than the Heat.
They had the issue with Toronto, and this is part of Masai's issue. It's a lot of redundant talent, and I understand that. Like when you're drafting and stuff like that, if you're not getting necessarily your guy, you're just gonna get the best guy on the board, and the best guy on the board is a lot of the same. You look at OG,
Suggs.
Pascal, Scotty Barnes. Them niggas is basically the same guy.
Don't they got Suggs or who else do they got? Or Scotty is the
Houston. Scotty, I think.
No, Scotty Barnes,
that's the young guy.
OG,
thought
and
they had
Pascal
some-
Siakam.
okay.
Them three guys is basically
And
the
then they
same
got
guy.
Van Vliet still, right?
Yes,
He leaves
6'8"
him.
to 6'10", 3-and-D kind of guys.
players, yeah.
No real playmakers. Van Vliet to me is more of a bucket getter than a natural playmaker. He's a combo guard, but he's more leans towards short shooting guard.
They're trying to make Scotty Barnes that.
And that's not naturally him. Like to me, Scotty Barnes is more of a bucket / finisher. He's not a natural playmaker. Like
He
you
should've got rid
you
of
can't
OG.
turn people into something that they are not naturally what they aren't naturally in terms of their game. Now, can you work on certain aspects like shooting, decision making, things of that nature? Of course. But if you're not a natural playmaker, it's never going to be right.
I always look at coaches, at least lately, is like, what are you doing with what you have? What kind of chef are you with the groceries that you have? You know what I'm saying? If you have all the groceries in the world, you pick them from Whole Foods, then I expect a better meal. You know what I'm saying? If you got a roster like the Nuggets, or if you have a roster like Boston, I'm just expecting you to do better than other people. But if you have a roster like the Heat, where it's just like you really making some shit go, then I respect the coaching more because you're getting the most out of your players. And with Nick Nurse, is like
You
since
don't
the
think
Kawhi
he did
ring, I don't think he got them. Like Siakam was supposed to be one of the next budding stars of the league, especially after that championship run. That's why he got paid as much as he did. And then you picking at the top of the draft. what does Scotty Barnes turn into? What does OG turn into? Like he said, they're redundant. It's
solid guys.
just,
Yeah, no, I
so it's
agree,
like, so what are you
but-
doing with this talent? Van Vliet is now what he developed a little bit, but now he's on his way out, like Lou said, probably. So it's like, what is Toronto at this point?
Well, I think he did a good job with what he had, and I think he maximized it as best he could. I think we just realized the limitations of Siakam, and he's probably just not that guy that he wanted to be. Nevertheless, I think it's a good hire. I think with Harden out, I could see him really trying to do some things with Maxim. I think he'll probably be Maxey. He'll probably be one of the key guys. Maybe bring some stuff that he did with Fred VanVleet over there and Kyle Lowry and stuff like that. But I'll be interested to see what type of system he would put around Embiid. What type of offense will he install around Embiid? So I like the hire. I think it's good.
I think the bigger issue in Philly to me, beyond the system or the head coach or the culture or anything like that, is I think you have some players, Harden being one of them, that just aren't worth the contract anymore. When you look at, I always forget his name, Tobias. When you look at Tobias, he's not worth the contract. Even though, now when you look at the money compared to what some other people are getting, that was very similar. It's kind of in line, but at the time it was way above average. And to me, it's still not worth the contract. Maxey, he's good, but what are you going to be willing to pay him? Because he's going to be up either next year. He's going to be up. You're going to have to contract extend him. So what are you going to pay this guy? Like, there's just a lot of questions to me from a roster perspective before I even get to what I want the coach to be. So to me, Daryl Morey got his hands full.
Yeah, but I mean, you got the coach now, so now you get a chance to build around what you got, which will be Embiid, and you get Tobias out of there. Maxey can play, so that's what I think.
Did y'all think he made the right decision? They say they had a choice between Phoenix and
Milwaukee.
Was it Milwaukee?
Milwaukee wanted him too.
I know it was Phoenix and
Yeah,
the
Phoenix,
Sixers.
the Sixers, and Milwaukee. All of them wanted him.
Did he pick the right place?
Out of
would've-
Phoenix.
You said
I want to pick Phoenix. Phoenix is worse. Is a worse dumpster
I'll say
fire
that's the
than
worst
Philly.
out of the three.
Yep.
I got to deal with an old ass nigga named Chris Paul, a big man
Can't
who
do
don't
that,
want to be
bro.
big, and
KD gonna be gone next year. KD don't stay nowhere.
Nah, you can't do that.
D Book is the only thing that's like it's a shining light, but then it's like, you don't even really play defense like that. Like, nah.
and Milwaukee is actually probably the best one. I don't know who's gonna be their coach over there.
But they got a lot of
Ty Lue, he probably he said I need to get up out of there. That's the only nigga that's willing to go to LA to Milwaukee.
I'm gonna say moving from LA to Milwaukee is gonna be crazy.
Yeah, they might regret that decision.
What?
Getting rid of Bud.
It seems like all these teams will. I'm looking at some of these guys
Phoenix
like
coach probably go to Milwaukee, right?
Monty
Yes,
Williams.
Monty
Losing Monty Williams and losing Bud. Some of these guys, even Nick Nurse in Toronto, like
I don't know, cause didn't Jason Kidd have a good record with the Bucks before he got
He
fired?
was decent.
Didn't he win like 50+ games, right?
Like his last year, but before that, it was very shaky.
And Giannis was begging for them not to fire him at the time.
that's the thing.
I look at certain things as like you could throw. I mean, shit. Joe Mazulla was he was in Game 7 of the Eastern Conference Finals, and niggas said he should have been fired or still think he
Crazy.
should be fired this year.
You
So
think
it's
crazy.
like there's some places where it's like you just need somebody who is just right place, right time.
Yeah, that's
And it's hard. Obviously, it's a hard thing to ask for, especially as a GM. but-
Adrian Griffin is the coach. I did see that, but they just reminded us in the chat.
Oh, the black dude. Yeah. Oh, yeah. Okay.
Who Adrian Griffin coach?
Yeah.
Milwaukee.
He got.
He got the
job.
job.
Oh,
he
he
got
did?
good.
Yes,
yeah.
sir.
See that?
Yeah.
So we'll see how. I mean, I think he'll do it. I mean, seeing how Joe Mazulla went with the Celtics, if you have a good organization and a star player,
I just didn't care that he got the job, 'cause but yeah. So we'll see.
Yeah,
They
it's
just
not a sexy
recycle the
pick at
same
all.
coaches in the NBA. Like you hardly ever.
Well,
get a
you know,
new
I
coach.
mean, I know Nick Nurse a little bit more than Adrian Griffin, but anyway, he was Nick Nurse's assistant. So, but yeah, I don't know. It just, I mean, I got to see what he do.
Come on,
But,
Adrian Griffin.
But yeah, no, I'm pulling for him. Definitely, hell yeah.
he'll do good. He got Giannis. Shit, this team could have used the Giannis, I guess. The Eastern Conference Finals. Since the last time we saw, what was it, game 4 that we saw?
Yeah, it was 4. They
Yeah.
won game 4. We were here
was
recording
4.
and they pulled it off.
Yeah, they went 3-1, and then it was like, okay.
Because Boston kept saying, "Don't let us win one."
And they took the distance. They had everybody believing that they could do some shit.
Nah, not
So they
everybody.
couldn't. Well, at least most of us. I think Sheldon, you were the only one that picked Miami. What? At all of us.
I ain't pick Miami.
No.
Nah, nigga. Don't look
We
at
all
me.
picked Boston.
Nothing about you says you picked Miami.
And I picked Miami in
You
7.
picked them early.
I
What
thought I
is-
picked Miami.
Oh, I think you did have him at 7. I don't know why I thought you had him at 6, but I think you did say
Yeah.
7.
I want to say I said Boston in 7.
Yeah, most of y'all said Boston in 7. I said Boston in 6.
I think the world said Boston.
Yeah, when you look
Vegas
at it,
wasn't letting that go.
It
Vegas was
should
like,
have been Boston.
Yeah, it should have been.
Yeah, when you look at it on paper, like, you know, and I said it, I remember exactly what I said. I said Boston has more talent. I think it's gonna be a gunfight, and Jimmy's just not gonna have, enough guns in the fight. And the thing is that Boston forgot their guns on the dresser. Like they came to a fucking gunfight with nothing.
Man, did you realize, and I didn't know this part, I wasn't even thinking about this. Boston has 2 All-Pros.
Yes.
They have the Defensive Player of the Year.
Yes.
They have the 6th Man of the Year. They have a young hot coach. All that stuff. They got
I didn't know where
everything.
you were going with
he
that
ain't
one.
hot no more.
They had home court. I know, right? Pause.
I was going
They
to
had home
Jamil.
court. They had everything going in their favor. The only thing that they didn't have was a Batman.
You know, the crazy part when I look at this is like Boston lost all their home games, or almost all of them.
They've
They've
only
been 11 and 12 at home over the last
They
2
lost
years. in
3
the
games
playoffs.
at home.
They lost 3 games at home in a 7-game series. That is ridiculous.
They win one of those games, they win the whole thing.
Yeah.
And that's still playing shitty.
And you know what else? Miami has a negative points. Their plus minus is negative for the year. And they're in the championship. They're in the finals.
Is Jimmy Butler better than Jason Tatum?
Oh, yeah. Well, you know what? Jimmy Butler is more clutch than Jayson Tatum. Jayson Tatum has more talent. But Jimmy Butler is way more clutch and got way more heart and is
'Cause-
way more ready.
Because for me, the injury is not. I'm not focused on the injury.
I don't care
I
about
think
that
I think a
ankle,
lot of
bro.
people are giving a pass from because of injury. My thing is like, why did they go to Game
He shouldn't
7?
even been there.
And
What, like
should've been
what makes you think that I'm gonna let up on you just because it's Game 7?
Well, no, fuck that. But even if it is Game 7, like no matter unless you break a bone,
Right.
you gotta be out. It can't be a mental barrier. We saw Isaiah Thomas fuck his shit up
Niggas
in
have
the finals
hooped on ankles
and
like that.
hoop against the
Yeah,
Lakers
they
to
had
beat
like
them,
30.
bruh. You know what I'm saying? Like we've seen time and time and again the greatest just say F it. It's the Ronnie Lott, and I know I'm talking about a different nigga said chop off
Cut
the
off the
finger.
finger.
Who's
Cut
your
off the
man?
finger, dog.
The greatest basketball player in the world, Scottie Pippen, had a hurt back.
Phillip Rivers played with the torn MCM in the
Yep.
playoff game.
So to me,
That's football though.
no,
That's
but
still-
but
these are
like-
football players.
Nah, it's
Go-
like
go back to
Hey,
basketball.
LeBron,
Go back-
okay, fine.
LeBron.
LeBron, thank you.
Okay,
LeBron,
so LeBron,
played
yeah.
with a
He needed
torn
surgery
tendon in his
all year,
foot
yeah.
and still gave you a 40-point triple-double, dog. Like, and yet they got swept. But shit, again, I said that, the blame pie, when you get swept, you got to take some of it.
Yeah.
But LeBron has the smallest piece out of everybody. 40-point triple-double with a torn tendon in the foot. To me, Jayson Tatum didn't go out like, yo, I left it all on the table. 15 point. And
He
then,
never does that.
And then what do I say too? Like, shots can go in and shots can miss. I get that. Okay, do you have 3 blocks? Did you have 6 steals? Did you like where are you picking it up at? If you notice, okay, my jumper's not going. All right, cool. But what else are you doing as a basketball player?
He got 11 boards.
That's decent.
Your man went.
That's what makes Jimmy special. Is Jimmy does the little things. Jimmy, you look up in the third quarter, and Jimmy's only got like 11 to 12 points. He ain't got 40 points in no games, but he's doing the little things, making sure his teammates are involved, making sure everybody ready to play, and the other guys, Martin stepping up. Anybody know who Caleb Martin was before this series?
That motherfucker earned him. Y'all talked about Reeves getting the bag.
Yeah.
This motherfucker should get the bag, bro. This motherfucker is. If anybody's the most clutch in the series, it's probably Martin.
Yeah.
Did you
'Cause
see that
he's
he
kept them
got
in all these games?
4 Eastern Conference Final MVP votes to Jimmy's 5? Like he was literally almost
should've been.
And
He
deserved
was
it. And he should've been
everywhere.
it.
Anytime they needed a bucket, he was
He
a
got
walking
it.
bucket.
Yeah. And that's why I give what's his name? Gabe credit too.
Gabe Vincent.
Vincent. He was hitting big shots. Like
He was.
when they needed
He slowed
buckets.
up, but he still the guy.
Yeah. And he was out, a couple games, but whenever they needed a bucket, it was Martin or Vincent.
And they benefit. I'll shout out to Bam because them illegal screens he was doing that they don't barely call. They be working. That's how they be hitting all them 3-point shots, bro. That's
Man.
The fact that I just can't ever forgive Boston for losing to Caleb Martin. This man shot damn near 60% for the whole fucking series.
Did he shoot like 49 from the three?
Yeah,
he was like,
it was insane, bro.
crazy.
At some point, can you just, if you Mazulla, can you just be like, Jimmy, get 50?
Yeah.
I don't give a fuck about these other motherfuckers.
Right. Yep. Right.
It made no sense.
No, what
Yeah.
didn't make sense is after whatever the fuck, we in game 7 and you see zone and we have nothing for it still.
Marcus Smart, I'm sorry, but Marcus Smart is the defensive player. That's your guy. Look, I'm going to snatch him up by his jersey before the game. That's you. I don't want to see you think about, no, you need to be right here in his jock the whole night.
That's a good point you bring up, and I think it go to FIFO stuff about culture. Ain't nobody on Boston team be able to do that to Smart. Nobody's going to hold Tatum accountable like that. We saw Jimmy Butler, even as nobody think they supposed to be him, he was cussing Caleb Martin out like just the last game.
Right.
Like telling them to get their shit together. It goes a long way to have somebody like that that's going to hold people accountable. And we see it in these game 7s. That's why he got kicked out of Minnesota.
To me, I didn't have an issue with. To me, I wasn't that high on Boston for Game 7, even though they pushed it to Game 7 because of how Game 6 ended. Game 6 ended with Jimmy Butler making the free throws he needed to secure the series.
That was it.
3.
And then after that, the time they had left, he said, "We just need one stop." He mouthed that, and I was just like that. That made me realize, like, oh, regardless, like they got, like, I thought they had the game in the bag. Now the Derek White or whatever the tip in, kudos to him. He pushed it to 7, but really the series was over at that point because that even Jaylen and Tatum had Brown and Tatum had a good game. Both of them scored like over 25.
Boston's so lackadaisical.
But
But it didn't feel like they had a good game.
But this goes back to the culture.
Culture, yeah.
Because just think about how many teams would have had a letdown. Okay, that game 6, Boston really controlled the majority of that.
Until the end.
Right?
You get
And
a
then
miracle foul
Miami
call.
made the run.
Yes.
Right? And then they lost the game.
They lost it.
How many teams would come in game 7 flat than a motherfucker? And Miami said, nah, bro. Y'all lucky we even got here. Let me just put y'all little boys away.
Boston don't have a killer on their team.
They don't.
would've
That's
smelled,
it.
They would have smelled blood, like you said, off of that tip in. The blood, like, hey,
Game
Go
and
back-
game
go-
seven-
it's in
and
our
game-
crib.
Go.
We finna do
And
y'all.
Game 7 started off like, don't even think about the Tatum injury. Game 7 started off. No one knew how to feel about Game 7. They were all still feeling each other out because it was like 1-0, 3. Like
Nervous
they was
energy.
going
There
back
was
and
a lot of
forth.
nervous
And
energy.
then he realized these niggas don't want it.
Yeah.
These
So
niggas
they
did
in
all
their
that
spot.
shit and
Yeah.
they didn't even want it. And that's when they
That's
took
it, 100%. But if you go back to Game 6 and that last possession, think about that last possession. You got 2 stars on this team, right? Neither one of them touched that ball. Marcus Smart took the shot. White got the tip in. Where was Jayson Tatum down the
So I
stretch?
was gonna touch on that. When you look at Boston, right? Like, and I don't give a fuck what sport we talk about. It's all about identity, right? And if you're an up and coming team, it's establishing identity. Years ago, I told you that's the reason why the Colts went for it, because they were establishing that identity.
And I told you it wasn't gonna mean shit.
But it did mean something. It did mean something because they were better for it. They were better for it. When you look at Boston, right? Like, what is the identity? Like with Ime, he got him to become defensive juggernauts. And it's like, okay, this is how we're gonna win games. If we struggle on the offensive end, that's cool. Tatum, I know mentally you not always here. Jalen, you think you the guy, but sometimes you try to go between the legs and you losing the ball.
Dribble the
Like,
ball out of bounds.
let's play defense first. That was their identity. This year, they started off hot offensively, but then they started to sputter, especially against top tier talent. But what's their identity? When we look at the other side and we look at Miami, we know what the identity is because Pat Riley brought that 70s, 80s shit to now. And that's the mentality. And now their best player, Jimmy Butler, has that same exact mentality. Therefore, it's the identity. And he's the heart and soul of that team. And all of those other guys, whether they was drafted or undrafted, even Tyler Hero, they have a certain bravado, certain swagger. Like, I don't give a fuck who you are. We gonna come out here and ball. And we're going to be tough every game.
Right.
And that's their identity. When you look at the teams and championship teams and things of that nature, number one, they have an identity. Number two, they have a heart and soul of that team. And it doesn't always have to be the best player.
Right.
Draymond Green is the heart and soul of the Warriors. He's not their best player. But all of these championship teams have these things.
Yeah,
in
Marcus
line.
Smart is that guy for Boston.
He's supposed to be.
He's supposed to be.
He is
I didn't
that
feel
guy.
it. Did you feel it this year
I
though?
think he aged
Did
out.
you feel it?
I think he aged
Okay,
out.
that may be a good
think he
explanation,
aged
but he was that guy. If he may not be it now, if that's what y'all are saying, but
That's what I'm saying.
okay.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah. And it was what was the other thing I was saying? And it doesn't matter who's on the floor for Miami. It's crazy because like we said, we saw Gabe Vincent go down. Of course, they ain't got Tyler Hero. They lost Oladipo during the year. They lost all these pieces and players, and they just plugging and playing. And when they play, you don't even realize somebody's missing.
Where the fuck was Duncan Robinson,
Duncan Robinson all year
And
sat
this
there,
year he
glued
balled.
to the bench.
He can't miss.
This series he balling. You know what? And then let me talk a little bit something else. And I'm directly talking to you, Shelton. When you were talking about coaching doesn't mean that much. And why I said he could have got a game against the Lakers. There was a timeout that he called, right? And I think coaches really show who they are, how good they are out of timeouts, stopping momentum, and those calculated plays. Boston started going on a run.
And I know the timeout.
And he called the timeout, and he ran a play for Jimmy because he knew the defense was going to overplay, and he backdoored him. Easy layup. And I'm like, that's coaching right there. He was a step ahead of Joe Mazulla because obviously Joe, in that huddle, he's talking about we got to play defense, we got to get stops, we got to get turnovers, we got to do all of these things. So what's the first thing that as a defender, especially like I think it was against Jaylen Brown, he overplayed to deny the ball. And as soon as he did that, one step, boom, back cut, easy lay.
They always do that backdoor shit because I remember when Duncan Robinson had a layup on, I think Al Horford on some backdoor shit.
Yeah.
My thing was, one thing I love and hate about Spo is that anytime Boston went on a run, timeout.
Yep.
It
No,
was,
100%.
it was like they would score 3 points in a row, timeout. And Boston would get that the crowd would come into a little bit. Next play, you forget all about that run.
Exactly.
Yeah.
You forget about the run and you score easy. That's demoralizing.
And that's why everybody was getting on Joe Mazulla because it was like, nigga, you got 9 timeouts left with $150 left.
about
And you
not
ain't do
timeout.
shit with it.
I ain't got nothing to say to them
Spo
niggas.
got a timeout bag though. Like Missoula don't have that yet, and he don't have the coaches on his bench to help him with it.
They be talking about
he's just
Joe
like-
Mazulla got this job like he was Willy Wonka
just happened to be
contestant.
here,
It
my
was
nigga.
just a
Come on.
golden ticket
Come on,
somewhere.
roll with
The
it.
nigga said he was on the third bench or the second row. Like this nigga ain't nowhere near supposed to be the head coach.
Udonis has them call that play, by the way.
Hey, look. Who was talking for the Miami Heat organization? Alonzo Mourning.
He's vice president
he up there.
of the whole
Yeah,
team,
he up
right?
there. UD has, I don't know what the title's gonna be, but
told
that
you.
man got an
Head of,
executive job somewhere.
Custodian services because he a part of the cleanup crew.
What Cal say? Put him in the guy. Said them knees is not getting up off that bench.
That man's a coach on the bench with a jersey.
Lou, I gotta ask you a real nigga question because you always keep it conservative and you a fair person. Did Jaylen Brown play himself out of Boston?
Nah, Boston.
You know that I'll say this because the caveat is Boston can offer him up to $295 million, and next year they can offer Tatum 318. So in total, that's about what 600 something, whatever. They don't have to. They can give him the most though.
I think it's gonna be up to Jaylen Brown. I don't think that Boston has the foresight. Brad Stevens, I ain't seen him do anything as a GM and in the front office to make me say he may be willing to make a move. So they're gonna offer him his money because they don't know what else to do. They're gonna continue to bet on Tatum and Brown. Now, Brown may leave and may not take the max and may understand. He may understand. And do I want legacy or do I want to continue to get to the Eastern Conference Finals and choke it away with Jayson Tatum?
I think,
That's what he gonna have to decide on.
I think this, Lou.
Choke it away with
Absolutely.
Jayson Tatum.
Lou, I think this.
Absolutely.
I think there's some guys that can take a calculated risk and leave money on the table because they can make it up in other ways, like a KD, like LeBron. There's certain guys that can just be like, 8 million, 12 million, 20 million, I'm good. I can make that up.
Right.
Jaylen Brown's not one of them guys. Jaylen Brown better sign for however much he can fucking get, bro, because he's
Especially
not
now.
that guy.
After this run.
And I'll put it to you like this. Me and my brother yesterday, we were talking, some trade scenarios for Jaylen Brown because I told him, I said, look, I think they're going to lose. And if they lose, they need to look at blowing this shit up because you can't just keep hitting your head against the wall and be like, oh, we're going to break through. It's not going to happen. We've seen it. And I've already talked about them not being complementary players. Who's the playmaker on that squad? They don't have an elite playmaker. In my opinion, to me, this solves two issues. Number one, Jaylen Brown being a number one somewhere, being able to prove if he
number one.
Hold on. Guess what player he about to say the trainer? Go ahead. Go ahead. No. I just want you to. I'm just saying.
Hey, chat. Everybody in the chat. Everybody knows that.
I just want to know what he about to say. I don't know what he about to say.
There's one guy.
Mr. Dollar.
Because hey, can he crush the numbers on that one? Hey. He went out the.
Dame been traded more than Ish Smith now, people.
No, 100%. But look, Dame is in the most precarious position in the NBA right now. Like, we know he's a valid superstar. He has been proven in the playoffs. He's dragged teams with not a lot of talent and competed against teams with more talent than he has. Right? He's had moderate success. Dame needs out. Huh?
You think Jaylen Brown wants to go somewhere and be a one?
I think that he needs to take the money and try to prove it.
Let me ask you this.
From Boston, because they can give him the most.
If you put Dame on that Boston team, is it his team?
Yes. Absolutely.
So you're saying that we're paying Jayson Tatum $300 plus
to be
a number two,
to learn how to be a boss or be the number one
that's not
guy.
going to happen because
he can't learn that this one. He's too old.
He's just not that guy.
24, 25 years old.
I understand that, but if he's been supposed to be that nigga for about 6-7 years now. They've been grooming him for.
The most confusing thing about Jayson Tatum is what you're saying. Like, we've seen him in the finals, in the Eastern Conference Finals for so many years. We think that he's supposed to be there. His prime is still next year, the year after. He still ain't got to his prime.
I'm not talking about his prime as his mentality.
So
they
that's
keep
what
saying,
I mean.
No, they keep saying this is who
prime,
he is, but they say this is who he is. We always, because this goes back to the Ben Simmons shit, right? Niggas always thought they could change the nigga mind and he could become something else. It's like, bro, he been showing you what he is.
But you got to learn how to win.
But
the Ben Simmons thing wasn't winning. Jayson Tatum still doesn't know how to win because he ain't been around winners.
No, but
He been winning.
Spike, what winner has Damian Lillard been around?
He ain't won.
But he
got the mentality though.
Exactly.
So if he goes in there, he gets the mentality, and Jayson Tatum sees, oh, this is how you supposed to approach big games.
It ain't the coronavirus. He don't just catch it because he in close contact.
But when you in close proximity to people who think like that, it started to rub off on you. Him and Jaylen Brown, what is that?
But Spike,
bro, because it didn't rub off on AD.
On AD.
Brown didn't rub off on AD.
It was
Exactly.
too late.
No.
AD learned that
Spike.
losing shit in New Orleans.
Spike.
He been a loser, bro.
Spike.
He was a loser in New Orleans, and he came to LA with that
He was
losing
been
shit.
in New Orleans. He won. He went to the playoffs in New Orleans.
Mentality, you have it or you don't.
You can learn it.
No.
You can learn it.
No.
You can't tell me that.
Tell me who.
Well,
Tell me who. Give me one guy. Give me one guy that was weak and then became strong mentally.
LeBron James.
He was not weak.
James.
How was he weak?
I got another one. I got another one.
Honestly,
I got another one.
Giannis was not mentally weak.
Giannis was mentally weak.
Dirk Nowitzki.
That was a knock on
Swept
Giannis.
in the first round with the MVP, then went and won the title. Dirk is another one. Tim Duncan is one.
LeBron may be an extreme. May be an extreme, but you can, if you want to be honest, there could be. He did talk about going to Miami and saying Dwayne Wade helped them get over a lot of shit. And we did see that meltdown in 2011 to where people did question like his mentality of being a winner.
But he got over it. No, but here's the thing, right? Like the context of it is this motherfucker still, as what, a fourth year player in the NBA, still went through the best defense in the league at the time. Chauncey Billups and Ben Wallace and Rasheed Wallace and Tayshaun Prince, and scored, 27 straight through fourth quarter and overtime to make it to the finals?
Yeah.
That's talent, though.
No,
he melted against Boston when he damn near didn't even show up. You
Yeah,
remember
they
that?
did
He took the jersey off.
He took the jersey off. Yeah,
that wasn't the greatest player ever. That wasn't the greatest player
going
ever.
through some things, Mike.
No,
He was going through some things.
Hey, okay.
Because his second best player was Boobie
I know,
Gibson.
man.
because his
I'm
mouth
telling
was
you.
getting banged
That's
on
right. Man, come on,
by the
man.
fifth, sixth best
Man,
player.
come on, man.
Regardless of what was going on, he wasn't there.
My thing
And
is
he
this.
learned that mentality when he went to Miami with Pat Riley, with Dwayne Wade.
We forget how much criticism we had on LeBron before he won because he didn't win. So that's why I'm like, whenever we be talking about people and shit like that, like, why are we so hard? I was like, nigga, we was hard as fuck on LeBron. Everybody who come through that door, everybody who said,
Oh, Jesus.
Y'all was saying some
Super
other,
pause.
I could have paused y'all on some other shit.
definitely coulda got
yeah,
me.
I'm saying, y'all was talking about other shit.
Don't try to just keep going.
Don't bring up-
Just
don't
take
bring-
your pause like
we
Don't
were
bring
very,
up old
we were
shit.
very critical of LeBron before he won. So everybody who's in this superstar or supposed to be in the superstar criteria gets the same criticism, which is why I say all this to say Jaylen Brown, I don't think they need to blow them up. I think the Boston issue, I think it's worse. I think Boston's issues go to all the way up to the management. Because Lou, you touched on it, even though I do think Brad Stevens put together a great team, like Sheldon mentioned, like 6th man of the year, defensive player of the year,
Ain't got no heart.
2 all-pros, like all that.
Was that really Brad, or is that more the
Danny
remnants
Ainge.
of Danny Ainge?
I mean, but Brad kept it going.
yeah, but
He
Ainge
added
is-
Brogdon.
But Ainge is the one that drafted Tatum, drafted Brown, drafted Smart. He drafted all.
Yeah,
of
but
them.
he kept, I mean, but he didn't get into the finals.
Who, Ainge
Ainge didn't get into the
or Brad Stevens?
No, I'm saying Ainge didn't get into the finals. Brad Stevens did.
As the coach,
As the
Ainge
GM.
Ainge was still there.
no, Ainge was there when they made the Eastern Conference Finals.
I'm talking about to the NBA finals.
Okay.
That's what I'm saying. I'm saying the most success is under the Brad Stevens banner. So I'm saying that's why I'm giving him credit. So I'm just saying, but I think it's deeper than that because you don't go through, a great organization doesn't go through 4 coaches or potentially 4 coaches in 4 seasons. We don't know if Joe Mazulla is going to stick around. We talked about the
not
culture.
going nowhere.
We talked about the culture in Miami, about Spo being there through thick and thin, even during the LeBron times when the star player, the biggest player in the NBA, was saying, get this nigga out, and they said no. Like, there's a lot of issues going on because to me, it's like, it doesn't help to bring Dame to a situation if you're trying to empower Jayson Tatum, what does bringing Dame do? It emasculates him, if anything, because it's like, nigga, you
doesn't.
ain't. To me, it's just like, because
It doesn't.
you know he ain't gonna be the top dog.
No, but
Everybody knows that.
But here's the thing: you being the top dog, we haven't won nothing.
Right.
This guy right here, he's
So then, how's that
proven.
not emasculating you?
Because he's proven, and emasculating means like, you know what, Dame's gonna get 30 shots a game, bro. You might get 12.
I
That's
disagree.
emasculating.
Yeah,
With Dame on the roster, we saw CJ
How
cook.
are you gonna say
Yeah,
he's
that's true.
proven? He's gonna go to y'all and say, nigga, I took y'all to the finals. What has Dame done?
You think Jayson Tatum was having a problem with them bringing the number 1?
No, I'm saying I don't think it's gonna help the Jason Tatum
It-
problem
no,
by
it-
Any
bringing
number
Dame.
1, them, even when they
I
compliment him more.
still think if they bring in even if they're bringing Dame, they'll make Dame number 2 in the way they
That's why they'll keep
How do you
losing.
make Dame number 2? With,
That's how they'll keep losing. Jason Tatum's not a number 1.
I agree. I'm just
Yeah.
talking about what they would try to do.
Well, regardless of what they try to do this, that, and the third, at the end of the day, when you go and the ball is tipped and you start hooping, we know who's number 1. Your eyes work. Everybody on this.
Who's the
panel,
number 1 right
their
now
eyes
between Jason? Like just talent alone between Dame and Tatum.
It's unclear, really.
between
it's
Dame and
clear.
Tatum?
Yeah.
Dame.
You will pick Dame.
Oh, you saying
Yes.
Dame? I thought you meant Brown.
Dame, Dame
what,
is the
what,
guy.
What I think
You
adding
wouldn't
a
take
Dame
Dame
would
Lillard
do,
over Jason Tatum?
He would.
adding a Dame though would take some of the pressure off Tatum. I don't necessarily need Tatum to be an alpha. I just need him to be the most talented player on the floor that he can be.
So this is the reason why I said, look, some players is just talent redundancy. When you look at both Jaylen Brown and Jayson Tatum, they are bucket getters and finishers and slashers. They want to be able to hit threes. They want to be able to do pull-up jumpers. They score a lot in the mid-range. But then who's creating for the others? When both of them are doing the same exact thing. If you remove Jaylen Brown and input Damian Lillard, what happens is not a guy that's bona fide 30 points, efficient, and you got to guard him 40 feet out. That's,
Well,
yeah.
Those are the first 2 issues as a coach, having to guard it. Those are the first 2 issues.
It's hypothetical, ain't gonna happen.
Yeah.
Why not?
The-
You think they're gonna get Dame? It's not gonna happen.
What do you mean?
Is it being
how many
discussed?
games did Dame miss this year though? Too. That's another thing. Dame.
I feel you.
He hurt his elbow or something.
I feel.
he's been out.
But I think he sat out on
He's
purpose.
older. He's
you think
older.
that was like a-
But Ken,
I
Ken,
think
hold on. Because you're talking about this hypothetical. Regardless if it's Dame or not, the type of player that I said the last week when we were on here, they need a bona fide number 1 scorer and playmaker.
So they need a point guard.
They need a point guard because they don't have one.
You beating
could
around
be
the
a
bush
point
for saying
guard.
it.
No, it could be a point guard, or obviously he's not available. But if you had a Joker type, Joker is their primary playmaker.
But Joker's like
What-
a
what-
young-
No, I understand that. I understand that. But what I'm saying is that
that's-
type of
and
player
that-
is what they
okay,
need.
go ahead, Ken, because you haven't
Brown
talked.
and Tatum are it. They're staying here.
Exactly.
So what do you need to do to fix
Exactly.
That is a
That's,
You
that's
can't
my-
fix it.
No,
I can
you-
move.
There's
can't
nothing
fix
you can
it.
replace that will make sense or that
Yes,
would be
you
of equal
can.
value.
Is Damian Lillard not available?
Forget
No,
Damon.
He's not.
Why is he not?
He said he's not.
What if he's not?
Because you're
He's
not
not.
going to trade.
What if he's not
You're not
available?
going to trade. Well, who would take that trade? Would Boston take it or Portland?
Look,
Both. It fixes both issues.
I don't think
how,
so.
how much younger is Jaylen Brown than Damian Lillard?
A lot.
A lot.
Who
Wait,
else?
hold on. Because this is how NBA GMs look at their roster. They look at windows. They look at what their core talent is and what their age is. Anthony Simons is how old? He's in line with Jaylen Brown, not Damian Lillard.
Yeah, and he's ready.
And he's ready. And then you have the third pick. You don't have to give up the third pick to get to ship off Dame. You don't have to do that. Dame is proven, and I'm not saying that it's just Dame, but at the end of the day, that type of talent, because you need players that play off of each other. They need a playmaker, number one scorer.
I think it's more easy to see them getting a mid-level point guard that can make plays. You move Smart to the 2, you get a real point guard in there where Jayson, Tatum, and Jaylen Brown don't have to control the ball. I don't know who it is. Whatever free agent's there, but I think that's going to be way more doable than moving Jaylen Brown.
one way or the
Unless
other-
Jaylen Brown just don't want to come back.
Y'all
That's the
can say
only
what
way
you
he's
wanna
not
do.
going to be there.
This
if he
is
don't
Tatum's
want to come
team.
back.
Period.
It is.
And
And
that
he's
ain't
got
never
him-
going
he
to
got him
change.
to the finals and the Eastern Conference
Yeah.
Finals back to back. So it's still successful.
That's what I'm saying. That's what I mean. Like the success we're talking about is literally just a ring.
That's it.
That's
Yeah.
all we're talking. Like, because it's not like Joe Mazulla lost in round 1.
Yeah.
It's not like they didn't make the playoffs. And it's not like they not as successful as they were last season.
was 5 wins from
he
being
was
the
just, he
champion.
was one game away from getting them right back where they were.
Yeah.
So to me, it's just like this thing is something weird about it, because it's like you move one piece and then you probably it's gonna crash the whole thing.
Not
So it's
necessarily
like
because-
there has to be something in the management.
The smartest teams that have sustained dynasties, legacies, whatever the hell, they tinker, they tweak. Doesn't matter how much success we have. You know what? We could get better here. Let's move this.
But in the tinker or tweak, though, bringing somebody in mid-level versus moving your biggest piece.
Second
One of
biggest
your
piece.
biggest pieces.
Your second look. As long as New England had Tom Brady, it didn't fucking matter. As long as Boston got Jason Tatum, and you got to think this.
It was Brady and Belichick.
Well,
Okay,
I
fine,
honestly
head coach,
think-
fine, whatever. But at the end of the day, Boston still has a lot of those draft picks that Danny Ainge amassed. You could make moves.
But
I don't know if
I
Jalen-
bring up Brady and Belichick because no matter you go back all the way back in NBA history, any team history anyway, whenever you're talking about the champions, you're talking about a great coach or at least a well above average coach and a star player.
Well, let me ask you
Boston
this.
doesn't have that combo.
But let me ask you this: Tom Brady won without Belichick, and Belichick hasn't done nothing just yet, right?
He won Bruce Arians. He's a well above head coach. He's above average.
Listen,
Mazulla is not above average. We know that.
Yeah.
y'all letting Jaylen Brown off the hook.
I think you letting Tatum off the hook.
I was gonna
No,
say because
absolutely not.
I'll say this, Ken. The
Jaylen
question.
Brown being, go ahead.
I said he couldn't play himself out of Boston. You ain't say, I'm giving you the floor to say it, but I'm only saying this because somebody else said this a while ago. When do we ever come at the number 2, but more than the number 1?
We go at the number 2 when we've been pushing the number 2 as being the number 1 in Boston over Tatum.
Yeah.
We've been doing it all year long.
Who's been not me?
I
Well, it's
pushed him.
been done
He
on this.
proved me wrong. I had to
was
shut
one.
the fuck up.
He was
I
one.
had to shut the
Spike
fuck
was
up.
one.
I have a time.
And instead of going at the person that we
I
need
did
to
say
go
that.
at, the guy that he's been saying is better, that played worse than the guy that he said is better,
8
he
turnovers.
keeps going at Tatum.
Hey, kid, I
Bro,
was watching.
no,
I was
eight
watching
turnovers.
Game 7, upset like this nigga.
That was his moment.
I've been hollering about this nigga all
Bro,
series.
if he could come through right there, then he would be a number 1. He wouldn't be a 2.
Who?
Jaylen Brown. That's why he's
He
a
is
2.
all that second team.
That's why he's a 2,
I thought
though.
you
We don't
said-
expect him. Like when Tatum hurt his ankle, I said, oh, it's over.
Wait, but I thought you.
I
said-
did
it
think that
kinda-
he was better because he never had the pressure of being the guy. That's why I wouldn't trade Dame for him. I wouldn't give him $60 million if I wasn't Boston.
So when did you
I'm
come?
not bringing Jaylen
When did you
Brown
come to
in
that
be the guy.
determination? What round?
As they were getting blow for blow with Miami. To be honest,
It took that long?
Yeah, it took them being down 3-0, and I'm like, oh, okay, he's not.
My-
that
my
bad.
thing-
It's
I gotta
just
my
recently.
thing
I
was
got to put you in the same box as talent evaluator with this guy now.
I can't be.
no, it's
Yeah,
not
yes, y'all are.
because Tatum ain't do shit this whole series. You bragging about Tatum this series?
He did
Tatum's
more
a
than
better
Jaylen
player.
Brown.
Tatum's the better
He
player.
did way
has
more than
been,
Jaylen Brown.
Always
I
has
mean,
been.
saying
Jaylen
he did-
Brown let me
both,
down.
Both of them are disappointing, correct? In this series.
Jaylen Brown was more disappointing than Tatum.
Okay, that's fine. Both of them are disappointing in this series. But who are you having more expectations for between the both of them?
For me, I was ready to see Jaylen Brown, but like
You had more expectations in this series.
I was looking at Jaylen. I
for
thought
Jaylen Brown than Jayson Tatum.
Look, I like what I saw. When I saw last year from Jaylen Brown in the finals, I did not see that this year, this go round. Something is off.
I expected more from Jayson Tatum because of the finals. I thought he was going to be on I got to do better from what everybody was talking about. And with Jaylen Brown, I thought he was going to keep being a steady shit. So that's why I was disappointed that he reduced right after someone put up the stat. I was watching First Thing First. Right after he got called to All-NBA second team, this nigga's stats dropped. Once he knew he could get paid.
It's like, get more out of Jaylen Brown, who's supposed to be your clear number 2. This could have been a different series. They could have won this series. And it's just like, and if Tatum goes down and you're supposed to be the guy and you want to be the fucking Batman, then step the fuck up and do something.
It seemed like the team flatlined as soon as they seen that nigga was on the ground.
And that was the first play.
Yeah.
Crazy.
It was like this
The
room,
team
like
ain't
you
got-
could tell
that team
because
don't
they
have
couldn't
no
get a
heart.
bucket for like 5 to 6 minutes during the
Don't have
beginning.
no
of the
heart.
game.
So
And then
Jaylen Brown better take the money.
he has to.
Yeah, he has to now. After
He's in
that
the same position Draymond Green is.
shitty ass
He ain't
performance.
getting no other money outside of that. You might
He
as well
hurt
buy.
himself, bro.
opt in.
A lot of NBA teams. Look, first of all,
$27 million for a year.
First of all other 29 NBA teams cannot offer him what Boston's offering him. So off the rip, if he goes to free agency, he's not going to make the same money.
He has to stay.
Off the rip. If he stays, he better sign for every fucking penny that Boston is willing to pay him.
That's fine.
Every penny.
The question is,
As long as
will
it's
they
over.
do that?
As long as it's over what they pay.
Will they and do they have the money to do it?
They got
They
the
have
money.
the money. They have they have the cap space.
They're going to be
So they're gonna have 2. Would that be 2 max contracts?
Yeah,
They were
because
talking
they're
about
year
next
apart.
season.
They were talking about it today. That will put them in the tax, though.
Of
Just
course.
like Golden State.
They would have
Nigga,
to.
you're talking about 2 players making $600 million.
Yeah.
Of course, that's going to put you in the
They
tax.
have to.
But is that worth it?
Yes.
But okay, no.
Because if I'm Golden
No.
State, I can
So-
do that. But
so-
I ain't.
If you go to state, you can't do that shit.
No,
They didn't build their dynasty like that.
But none of these owners have pockets like that because these fucking luxury taxes compound.
Yeah, they say Golden State paying $8 more for every dollar they pay.
Exactly.
And all that shit about to change.
Yes, but we'll get to it. I don't know if we're gonna get there. But look, this is the reason why I say trade him for Dame.
FIFA, stop.
But look, you have to look at the numbers.
But I got you.
You have to look at the numbers. Dame makes less money
Why would I bring Jaylen Brown in to make that much if I'm Portland?
because
You would need to replace Dame. It makes sense for Portland. Yes,
it
absolutely.
makes sense for Portland. I have the number 3 pick. I'm going to get either Brandon Miller or Scoot Henderson. I have Anthony Simons. I have a 24-year-old Jaylen
Shaeden
Brown.
Sharpe is good too. Don't make that face. You didn't watch. That's how I know you ain't watching people. You got to know that.
Who did he say?
Sharp. Y'all better watch them. Y'all better start watching.
Let
them.
FIFO finish.
We
his
gonna
point.
watch the
Go
game.
ahead,
We
finish
gonna
your
watch the
point,
game.
bro.
Y'all don't know
Finish
Shaeden
his
Sharpe
point.
is
Finish your
up
point, bro.
next.
The timeline
Y'all
and
better
the
watch.
money.
I watch Portland.
You might as well should have said Shaeden Sharpe.
Shaeden
I thought
Sharpe.
that's who he said.
And who in the chat has watched Portland play? Tell these boys about Shaeden Sharpe down the stretch.
Go ahead.
So the timeline works. They can absorb that $295 million contract because who else they paying? They not paying nobody else. Even if you go to pay Anthony Simons, you're not paying him nowhere near max money because he hasn't proven that.
They said Dame turns 33 in July.
And tell me the last 25-year-old to win a championship. Everybody win championship old, bro. Unless you part of a dynasty and you just a young nigga on that
So you
squad.
want to get rid of all-pro young nigga for an aging?
For a proven commodity. Let me ask you.
Proven how?
So do you
Proven
think,
how?
So do you think against Miami, Dame would have had 8 turnovers?
No, but I don't think this team goes. I mean, shit. I don't think this team goes to 7 games with Dame Lillard. If you remove Jaylen Brown,
You damn right, because they would have beat Miami in 5.
Right.
I don't think the team works like that, bro.
What do you mean the team don't work like that?
I
What are you
feel like
talking about?
you're taking the current
started,
success
he wasn't
thread
good the whole year.
and thinking
No,
if you
that's what I'm
just
saying at the end. He
take
plays
out one
hard.
huge piece who's been there and has camaraderie with everybody and replace him with somebody who's formed but is just a star player in their system.
No.
that you think this is going to be continued success.
I'm
Most
te-
teams don't work like that.
I'm telling you from a skill set, from a perspective of the talent that is put on the court, how they attack the basket, how do they get buckets, how efficient are
then
they?
how come Miami didn't win the title in 2011? Everybody thought the same thing. Everybody thought that you put all this collection of talent together with the skill sets and all this, it should work. It should be a title, and then they choked.
Well, because first of all, LeBron and D Wade that first year was very talent redundant, And I said it. Like, ask Ken, because you wasn't around at that point. Ask Ken. And obviously, I'm a big LeBron fan. But the reason why they didn't work was because LeBron and D Wade did this. Who's the alpha? Who's taking the last shot? How are we playing? And then Chris Bosh had to figure that shit out. Chris Bosh was not a three-point shooter year one.
And you think that
Dwayne Wade.
the situation, they're dealing with that situation now in Boston currently, correct? Who's the alpha? That's the question. And you think that replacing a guy who thinks he's an alpha with another guy who thinks he's an alpha is going to solve
but
the
Dame
alpha
doesn't
situation?
think he is.
Nah.
Dame is. That's the difference,
Here's the thing.
Nick.
If your goal is to win a title in a short period of time,
You make that move.
3 to 5, maybe 2 to 3, then you make the move. If you have long-term plans, then you don't make the move.
Exactly, 100%. And any team in the NBA that you see make a move for an older guy is because I'm trying to win now. And Boston needs to win now.
My thing is this: I think Boston needs to empower, because I feel like Jayson. I know this is sounding like whatever. I feel like Boston needs to empower Jayson Tatum more by removing Jaylen Brown. But I don't think, from the other side of it, I don't think it's a smart move, because I don't think you're going to get enough value for Jaylen Brown.
You gotta
to help you compete in the level where you need to.
You got to
accelerate.
improve what you're letting go. Like what you get
But
back.
there's nothing out there. Free agency is shitball.
No,
You
free
asking
agency-
for Dame means that this team is going to have to give out probably more than what you're thinking the trade is going to be.
What do you
Because
mean?
most trades don't go that cutting,
No, I feel you. I'm not saying it's going to be 1-for-1, but what I'm saying is you give Jaylen Brown, I give him Brogdon or Marcus Smart. Pick one. I don't give a damn. Both of them niggas, Dame's going to take them minutes anyway.
I just still fear injuries. Even though we
I'll
know
give you that.
we know you're right. They did sit him down. I was, they probably was like, let's shut this down and see what we got. But I still just
I don't
fear
feel
that.
injuries. I feel like it's like, okay, you get star players in that scenario, but the head coach is still an issue. Regardless of who you got on the roster, head coach is still an issue, and how is he scheming, all this stuff. We see that with talent and no scheme, you're not getting to the finals.
No, 100%.
So why? Again, that's what I'm saying. Like the situation. That's why I say it's upstairs.
But I
bigger
talked
than-
about this the last podcast as well. Look at Joe Mazzulla's bench versus what Ime Udoka's bench was. Ime lost when they moved Ime and all of that. They lost literally 2 or 3 other people that became head coaches elsewhere, whether it be the NBA or in college. Joe Mazzulla didn't have none of that. So Joe Mazulla, in my opinion, right now is average, right? Like he's not great, he's not terrible, but he definitely needs more brain trust power on that bench with him. And I think that alone, depending on who they get, helps him become a better coach.
So we have to wait till Joe Mazulla improves as a head coach, while at the same time competing for championship.
No, so you're talking solely Joe Mazulla improving singularly. What I'm saying is by his bench, he will improve because of the bench. So he's going to improve because of the associate head coaches or
Yeah, it
assistant
depends
coaches.
on who you have in your corner, because they do a lot of the
100%.
work. Like we look at
Yes.
Mike Brown with Golden State.
Yes.
And some of
Yeah,
these,
but
some of
those
these
those
coaches-
are going to guys who like they know why they got to sit behind the nigga. If you bring in like someone, let's say that what's his name, Sam Cassell. Let's say you don't get a head coaching job. You think Sam Cassell wants to sit behind Joe Mazulla and be like, nigga, I can outcoach
If
this
he wanted
nigga
head coaching
all
job.
three.
But it was just like Ty Lue with Doc.
But Doc he had a title at that before,
Okay.
before Ty Lue
and you
got
don't
there.
and you don't think that Ty Lue felt like, bro, I could outdo you?
Yeah, but he had he knew why. Like, nigga, I don't have a title, so I can't talk shit. Sam Cassell at least got a title as a assistant coach.
But you know what? But there was a stepping stone for him to
And
get
a
on a
player.
team
And
that
a
was
player or
winning,
some shit.
get on a winning team with a winning, and make an impact. So I
Ty
would
Lue
say
got a
in
chip
that
as a player,
case,
too.
I would go there for that reason. Like,
I look at
these
that
guys
can
wanna
easily be
shout me out.
undercut. Somebody
And
on the
at
bench
the
can
worst-
easily be like, oh, the team don't trust the head coach. They fuck with the
Facts.
other
Right.
guy.
If
Like,
To
There you
his
go.
point, if you're a real deal snake, you're gonna go there and try to get the job.
That's it. You
When
trying to get
Mazzulla's
that
struggling
job.
through the year and they fire him,
they gonna fire
they
him
gonna
halfway
come
through.
look at
That's
him.
what I'm saying. Like, bro,
Interim
Boston
is you, and then
Boston has
Jacques
a
Vaughn
lot
right
of
there.
issues
Facts.
that this is just. Unfortunately, they may have missed their
Boston's
window.
biggest issue is Tatum ain't a number one. That's their issue. If Tatum came up and did what he was supposed to do last year, this year, the year before that, then we wouldn't be having these conversations.
And Jaylen Brown's not a number one either. To
He's
me,
not.
their biggest issues are assistant coaches and talent redundancy with their 2 best players. You gotta figure it out. Tatum ain't going nowhere because they don't make 6'10" dudes with that type
Brown
of
might
handle and
not be a
jumper.
2.
might-
Don't go
Yeah,
there.
he
Don't
might
be
be
that.
right.
Don't.
Eight
Nah, he
turnovers.
might be
Everybody
right,
have
though.
a bad series.
Eight
He
for
might be like
23?
Chris Bosh.
He almost had a
ain't-
double
don't
double.
do that.
Turnovers.
For real, bro. Shit.
He don't need that much
They,
responsibility.
first of all, we talking about young pups, niggas who ain't even 25 yet,
And they done been winning some games.
and they've been
Nick.
winning since they were fresh,
They
like
don't
fresh
win
in
the
the
important
league.
games.
Do you think that a part of this was that they took Miami lightly?
Hell no.
No, I think they just had a. I just think they shouldn't have fired Ime.
Okay, well, trade them all.
If Ime fucked the director's wife, maybe we talking about another run. But he had to fuck the top dog
They
wife.
should have slapped him on the
Yeah,
wrist.
that would have been a slap. Oh, you fucked the VP of the
That should have
custodian
never got
services.
out. It should have never.
It
got
should
out.
never got out.
Should never got out, bro. Once, and then it's like that's the thing. Once everybody know he fucked your wife, oh, he gotta go. It's one thing to keep it in the company, everybody
Yeah.
snicker and shit in the back.
Yeah, but outside.
Outside, that's why I just think that, bro. When we talk about, that's why I always talk about coaching, because like, bro, Boston has gone through coach after coach after coach, and it just seemed like, bro, there's some stability issues, and then it's affecting their players because they don't know how to mentally get prepared. Mazulla, every press conference was being honest as fuck. I ain't got these niggas ready. I don't got these niggas ready. What y'all want from me? I just started coaching in August. I don't have these niggas. When you have these niggas, how we expect?
I think part of why he answered it like that was just to take the heat off of his 2-star guys, because we know that Jayson Tatum
They
is
need
not
the
the
heat,
strongest mentally.
They need the heat. They
Listen
should have
to
been
Tatum
there
tough
taking the
mentally,
heat.
bro.
He should have been like, these niggas didn't come to play. I did everything I could. Jaylen Brown and Jason Tatum didn't do what they
Well,
were
Tatum
supposed
got
to.
hurt.
I don't
but-
think as a rookie head coach you win over your guys like that.
We ain't about to win. He
outta here.
ain't winning no more.
He don't have enough credit
Bro.
in the bank to do that.
That's true. However, when we seen Spoelstra do it, when they lost,
That's
to-
different though.
I'm ready to play again right now.
But Spo
That's
got,
what he said.
But Spo got the credit.
Yeah, but
Spo's
how
bank
is Mazulla
account-
ever gonna get it if he telling Tatum, "Oh, I love
You
you.
don't do it rookie
I
year.
love you for going 0 for
I was
14."
gonna ask you if you thought he still loved him.
Like, yeah, this dude-
Look. So like Spo's rookie year, right? Do you understand how Spo even got the job?
yeah, he was a tape guy down in the basement cutting film.
Yes, but the coach before Spo got the job was
Who was
the
he?
fatter Van Gundy.
Stan.
Stan.
They ran Stan ass up out of there.
And they ran Stan out of
Yeah,
there.
Stan out of
And
there.
then
Everybody runs staying out of
They-
there.
they-
Nobody wants
because
Stan.
he too much.
Nobody
Because he's too much. But when Spo took over, Spo wasn't outspoken. That was still Pat, because Pat had all of the money in
Because
the
he
bank.
came from the video store. Right, nigga? You ain't-
Okay,
And Pat Riley was like, I can make you do whatever I want.
Okay, wait, hold on. Hold on. Did you
was
just
going
not
there.
say? Did you just not say that Mazulla wasn't even next to Ime? He was behind
No,
him.
I'm
The
saying
barely
like-
like
I'm saying-
2 rows behind
I'm
Ime.
saying for a nigga who got promoted, the last thing we gonna see you is yell at us, nigga. We know where you came from.
Exactly. So that's why, to what you're saying, Mazulla ain't got enough coins in the
When
bank
does
to
he start
call
earning
somebody
that?
out.
This is Game 7 of the Eastern Conference Finals. Game 6, bro.
This next
When am I
season.
gonna start making
This
these
next
guys
season.
respect me?
He said,
This
"Oh,
next
this
season.
off season."
No, this next season.
That's
No,
crazy,
because look, when you're a rookie coach, bro,
Yeah.
you
People
can't
right.
call out your star players
right.
like that.
He didn't even get the job until the season had already
Exactly.
started. So
Like he can't call
He
him
coulda-
out
he
like
coulda-
that.
he coulda
But
summoned
this
now to get
year-
it right.
This year,
Are we
why-
saying that this guy is unproven? I mean,
To a degree.
there's inexperience, but he got them to the Eastern Conference Finals.
And shouldn't Jason Tatum and Jaylen Brown have some sort of respect for him to call him out? Shouldn't they?
He'll be calling them out next year.
It's
Next year,
pointless,
yes.
yeah.
Right
It's
now,
it's
nah.
pointless to kind of do it now. But
I ain't
like
talking about
next
now.
year-
I'm talking about going into Game 7 when he should have been calling him out when he said, "Oh, I didn't get them ready." Like, why not hold them?
He said,
responsible?
"I didn't." Well, because he the head coach.
Exactly.
It always falls on the head coach.
And when
Spo
he
has done that. A lot of coaches. do that.
100%. And you don't want that fire. Like, first of all, the only coaches that can really call out their team like that, hey, look, they need to play better. We saw Doc Rivers do that.
No, Doc Rivers is a snake. He
called
throw
the
his
wrong
players
person
under the
out.
bus.
Okay,
Yeah.
but he was.
But
He was.
I think that some players need that, and I think that's the accountability that's lacking from Jaylen Brown and Jayson Tatum. Like you're saying, people feel like that they have to. Oh, they'll be okay. Oh, I love you. And do we get the performances
look,
that we get from
I'ma
them over
tell
the
you like
last
this.
2 years?
Nick Nurse can do that year one in
The
Philly.
last 2 years they got him to the
Nick
finals.
Nurse-
and
They
the
lost,
Eastern
kid.
Conference
They
Finals.
lost. Every time they get there, they got bad games. Their ankles get hurt. They fumbling the ball off their foot. When somebody gonna hold them accountable for what
the
they
ankles
doing?
Get hurt. Like they just went in and just I'm just
Like
find
he
this
wanted-
foot
Wear some
and
better
jump on the
shoes.
foot.
Wear some better
Again.
shoes. The last thing Tatum was thinking about was twisting his ankle
Right.
to start Game 7.
So I won't
Said
get in the
nervous,
lane.
but said nervous energy you had because nobody's holding them accountable.
Before, we got to move on to the finals. But my thing again is like with Boston, bruh, they may have just missed their window. I don't think letting go of either one of them is going to solve their issues. And paying them does sound crazy. What $600 million over just two players.
When Jaylen
By
Brown
the time
signed,
2025 hits, but at the same time, what else you gonna do
Jaylen Brown gonna be the richest player in NBA history contract wise when he signs.
for a year?
And he can't even dribble.
A month probably.
Yeah.
No, for a
And
year.
he can't even do
No, for a year. It's gonna be a whole year.
Gonna be a whole year?
Yeah, because of
295, 6 years.
yeah,
5 years. excuse me.
because of him and the timing of him making these All NBA teams and shit like that. Nobody's gonna be able to get higher than him this next year. But after
Tatum,
then
bro.
Tatum can go 318. Jesus Christ. I know it's crazy. They starting to hit damn near baseball numbers.
They gotta fix
295
that.
and
That's too
318
much.
for them two niggas is crazy.
Yeah.
How is
So
that crazy?
I got a little bit more rules in terms of like the CBA and like the whole contract thing and all of that type of stuff. So basically, if they sign these two guys, right, and let's just say they do a sign and trade, then Boston loses their ability to do a mid-level exception,
Right.
and then the luxury tax goes at a higher rate. So it's gonna be very interesting how they decide.
They basically stopped super teams.
Yes, that's
that's it.
essentially
That's what they're doing.
You know what I'm saying?
Well, all you need is Tatum.
That's what they saying, bro.
Nah, but here's the thing, and I remember saying this as well with the CBA. Like, you can go even higher over your salary cap after a rookie extension. So they are promoting you to develop your own talent and pay your talent. But if you decide to sign and trade, that's when they give you this.
Let me jump through some of these super chats that's related to this topic real quick. Then we'll move on because what you got next?
Just Denver, Miami.
Okay, cool. Drink more water. Brown would never be better than Tatum.
That's never say never.
Keep holding on, bro.
Yeah, Justin Bieber told
Keep
us that.
holding on. Oblivion Radio. Ken, Jaylen Brown, that's your boy, right? Bet. Hey man, I don't mind admitting when I'm wrong. I was disappointed in the brother. Yeah, there's a lot of Celtics shit. Kev, Lou, and Nick, do you still think Celtics should run their offense and a guy who can't dribble in Jaylen Brown?
I
Not
seen
a
him running.
playmaker.
I seen him running through Jayson Tatum for the first 3 games. What that get him?
0-3.
Goose egg.
They're not
They had to
playmakers.
try something.
They're not playmakers.
They had to
out.
try something.
The brooms.
They're not playmakers, bro.
They depended on Marcus Smart to be in, and he not either.
Oh, I don't know
They
why
don't
they
have
do
a
that.
playmaker.
He used to be. He used to be better at playmaking than now.
but he's not naturally a playmaker.
If my best defender is my best playmaker,
You got a problem.
something wrong.
You got a problem.
Willian Jalen has Stanley from The Office handles.
That's
CD Mazulla would watch the other team go on a 12-0 run and not call a timeout or switch things up. He's a spectator like us. See anything else on this topic?
You had to watch The Office to know about Stanley's handles, but that is
yeah, that's
hilarious.
funny.
Oh yeah, CD, the dude who wants $300 million shot 16% from 3. Damn, that's crazy.
I think Jayson. I think he gonna turn down that contract.
JB finna take the money and turn into a full-time IMAM, Emma Shepard maybe?
Iman,
Iman
because he
Shepard?
got a rap video out.
Oh, okay.
Jason.
CD again,
Jaylen
JB is a Muslim Josh Smith.
Yeah, he did.
Damn.
It's a skit.
That's fucked up, bro.
JB Muslim?
No, he I
He
think
real
so.
pro-black. He
Yeah, I
real
think so.
pro-black.
I know he real pro-black, but I
Yeah,
didn't know
but he
he-
ain't. I don't think he's Muslim.
To your point, CD, Vifo, Boston needs an actual point guard. If Phoenix cut CP, they could use him. He's not a star anymore, but could still be what Chauncey Billups was in Denver.
That's why, bro.
has
Niggas
to
be
come
just
play
saying
for free.
anybody, bro.
CP had to come play for free.
Well, but here, okay. So based
Yeah,
off of,
two more related to
based
this
off of his scenario, I'm keeping Tatum and Brown and bringing the old ass CP. I've been done. I washed my hands of CP.
He just aged out. He's
But
done.
yes,
Yeah, it's
but
just
it
aged
is
out.
better than
And he got
Phoenix.
and he got too much personality. He got too
He
much
gonna fold. I want to
sass.
say that both of them gonna
He will
fold
cuss him out.
under
Yeah.
CP. Tatum and Brown gonna.
If you
fold.
talking about alpha issues,
If
He gonna
does
come in
go,
there running
you
the
know,
town.
You know who going to Phoenix? Dame.
That's unfair. That's unfair.
All right, let me read these next two. Why do y'all keep saying Dame is proven? Tatum has made more Eastern Conference Finals than Dame has to pass the first
Because
round.
Tatum has had way more talent on the roster. Way more talent. Dame has drug worse teams further than damn near any other superstar in the league.
Didn't he get to the Western Conference Finals?
He
Dang.
did.
Once.
He did once. He got swept, I think, but he did.
They lost to Golden State.
Yeah.
And then we know what that was. That was Dame versus
Yeah,
six
Dame
niggas.
did go up against like a juggernaut in Golden State when they had those really good teams.
And he beat a couple good teams on the way there.
Yeah, so.
He beat Houston.
I hated
He had
him
that
and
buzzer
LaMarcus
beater.
Aldridge should have been better together.
Well, LaMarcus only played 1 year and then bounced.
He had
He
Jason.
was
He wanted to
weak.
get paid. He bounced to San
Nah,
Antonio.
he was
right?
he was mentally weak
He
here.
had Jason Tatum.
I know that's why he should have stayed because Dame was gonna take over.
He was mentally weak because of Dame.
Oh, he was. I didn't
did.
realize why. I knew he was something was issues, but like
Yeah, he
I
did
thought that
not
was
fuck
cool.
with. Yeah, he wanted to be the guy. He did not fuck with Dame turning into the guy. And he
Dame
left.
was the guy very early.
Yep, and went and didn't do shit. Last one related to this Boston thing. Wu Young, 51 in a game 7, but he weak.
Yes.
46 and 9 in game 6, down 3-2 against defending champ Bucks and Giannis last year. And JT averaged 25 and 10 on 47% this conference finals.
Yes.
All that to say
Mentally
what?
weak.
All that
Yes.
to say what?
No ring.
Just all that to say we got to the same spot that we did last year.
He's mentally
Because where
weak.
was this in the finals?
I had 12
That's
points.
all I be saying. Like all these numbers and all that shit. Where was this in the finals?
Well, any game that matters for him.
Where was this in the first 3 games
for
of
the
the
numbers
series?
of
Where was
games
this in
that
the
matter.
first 4 games of the series? Like that's what I'm saying. Like we always gotta wait to the end to be bringing up all this other shit. It's like nah, nigga. If you was really that nigga, anytime a nigga says humbly, I'm one of the greats in this league, you supposed to make a statement that next series.
To me, look, and I've always said it, a superstar in a playoff series needs to be excellent 5 to 6 games. You're human. 7 game, 1 game, okay, cool. Hey, you off. I get it. But we've seen the greatest 5 to 6 games in a 7-game series be astronomically great, right? Tatum, that's the standard he's held at. Brown being a number 2, in my opinion, an all-star, not a superstar, you need to be great 4 to 5 games in a 7-game series. Neither one of them was held. They didn't do that. They didn't do that, which is why they went home in 7.
All right, what you got?
I don't even know if there's much to talk about with this finals.
Right.
We can, I guess whoever's on the Heat bandwagon can continue to write that shit till the wheels fall off because it's been working for you. Whoever put money down for the Heat to start this playoffs as a play-in team to win the finals,
You made
I
some
hope they
money.
put a 1,000 on that because you're gonna get
You're gonna put 25 million.
boy, something out of that.
Good working for sure.
But this finals, bro, I'm gonna just cut to the chase. I think it's a sweep. I don't see Miami as great as I think Spo is. Spo damn near lost that best head coach in the league title. If he would have lost that game 7. That's how crazy these little games be going. But since he won. Shit, he overachieved. But I don't see how they beat. I don't see how they won a game. If LeBron dropping 49 and 9 or whatever stat he had for throughout that series, or just in multiple key points of the game, and still not being enough with AD. I'm sorry, Jimmy Butler and Cabe Vincent and all St. Mary, whatever the fuck these niggas they is.
I'm
Peter
100
Paul and Mary.
Yeah.
I'm 100% with you because look, let's look at it from a defensive perspective, right? Like AD is way better than Bam defensively, right? Way better, longer. To me, a little bit more agile. He can cover more ground.
He's childish.
I know.
He's childish, bro. He's childish.
But AD is a better defender than Bam, and AD got mollywopped by Joker, and he's longer, taller, could jump high. He could go reach the ball further than Bam can. Bam ain't gonna do shit.
Bam ain't, bruh.
Bam ain't gonna do shit. And then who else? Who else you gonna throw at Joker?
That was my thing.
Like they don't have outside of Bam. Who? UD is not gonna play because UD gonna help on the fuck out this
They
guy.
gotta call Alonzo.
Yeah, coming out
Hey,
there,
they gotta get
know,
they gotta call Alonzo to a 10-day contract.
You know what I'm saying? Like
He ain't
they
coming out
they
there.
don't have a secondary body. And then when you look at Denver, like they got big boys. Aaron Gordon, not a small dude. MPJ
That's
6'10".
My brother said
They
long
have
and
they're the
athletic.
tallest team left. It was Milwaukee and them in the playoffs as the tallest team.
They are long and athletic.
So, I think Jimmy's going to do what Jimmy does. I don't see it slowing down. Why would it? Caleb Martin, let's see if he stays consistent. Gabe and all of them guys, that's nice. But Joker going to put 50 triple doubles on
the only
y'all.
thing is Denver's not or hasn't really been that great defensively. They've been if you look at some of their games, they give up a lot of points. It's just they can match it with how their offense is.
But they also get rebounds.
That was my thing is because of the size, they're gonna get second chance points. That's what Boston was getting when they had Robert Williams. That's what's crazy. Robert Williams only played 14 minutes. Grant Williams had more gameplay in Game 7 than Robert Williams, and Robert Williams had 8 boards still.
I don't know what they were doing.
The size is another thing, and I think it's just also with when Murray gets hot, Joker's gonna be hot. Like, how do they compete? Because I think with Boston and them, we couldn't find a bucket. In the Knicks series, you couldn't find a bucket. With Giannis being out for 2 games, Milwaukee struggled to find a bucket. You ain't got to worry about Denver finding a bucket. It's just that can you stop them on the, can they stop you in your three-point shooting? Because that's what has carried Miami throughout this whole playoffs is the fact that they shooting over 40-something%. Yeah, over consistent. And that's the whole team. I just don't see that continuing, bro. The buck has to stop here.
Miami should get at least one.
I think they can get one.
Jimmy can get 1 or 2.
Yeah, I was gonna say they could get one. It's gonna be tough. They have not won in Denver since Joker and
Murray were coming off the bench. Yep. I want to say it was like 2018,
Crazy.
2017, some crazy shit like that.
So that's crazy in itself. But at the same time, I think Denver is well rested. This rest has been awesome for Joker, who plays a lot of minutes. So the fact that he's been able to sit this long, and Miami had to grind the way they did, they may get
Okay,
one.
because the altitude.
That's gonna be the hard part.
Playing Game 7 and then 2 days or what? 3 days or whatever, going to Denver.
Yeah, that's gonna be tough
to run against a fresh team.
That's gonna be tough. And Jimmy played over 40 minutes.
The best thing they can worry about is like Denver's just well rested and they just.
But what comes with well rested and fresh is rusty. You know what I'm saying? So it makes.
That's what I'm saying. They better hope that's
the last thing you want against a dog like Jimmy Butler.
Yeah, 100%. But again, I just when I put on my coaching hat, I'm looking at it like if I'm Miami. And I'm looking at that Denver. I'm like, bro, what the fuck do I do? Like, because are you going to double team Joker to get the ball out of his hand, like at the top?
I would.
You would?
Yeah, I mean, let the other guys beat you. Unlike what we talked about in the other series, that like let Jimmy do him. You get the ball out of Joker's hands because he's going to create for the others. I still would. I mean, they may beat you that way. But still, you know that's how they're trying to maneuver.
He can shoot over Bam, he shot over AD.
Yeah,
he can shoot over Bam.
He can shoot over
so
Bam.
He can shoot
over
over
Bam up, bro.
And then the other thing too, Shelton, is I think Mike Malone is this smart, and I don't like his in-game adjustments as much as I like his game-to-game adjustments. But if they double team Joker at the very top when he's playmaking and make other shooters shoot, let's just say they start missing, then just get the ball out of Joker's hand and put him in the low post. You know what I'm saying? And just get the ball there. So at that point, do you double team on the catch? Do you double team on the dribble? Like it's impossible to guard Joker because he's gonna impose his will.
Because what I was thinking whenever Miami was playing zone and they had Al Horford in the middle by like the free throw line and stuff like that. I was thinking, Boston's done. This game's over. But I was like, they play Denver next. You put Joker in the middle like that, bro. That opens up everything. Cause he ain't gonna miss that free. That's easy for him, and he can pass. Like that's what I'm looking at. I'm like, bro, how do you guard? Like you're not playing zone against Denver.
No,
you can't.
I just
no.
I don't.
They got too many shooters.
I don't see what the strategy is. Like if I try to get the ball out of Joker's hand, it goes into Jamal Murray, it goes into MPJ in the corner. Like, yeah.
And you still got Kentavious Caldwell-Pope playing good.
Yeah, Bruce Brown coming out. The only thing that you can really do is try to keep it as rough as possible. Try to be rough with him. You put bodies. You got Zeller on the bench. You got to put bodies on them and try to pressure them. I'm not saying that's going to work because once again, I don't think they have a chance either. Y'all know that. But what I'm saying is you got to do whatever you can do to try to change the outcome. Whatever you can do to try to cause disruption. That's why I say try to get the ball out of his hands. They will make the adjustment eventually. But initially, you got to try to get that ball away from you. He can't get the ball, man.
You know how we were talking about, I know you want to go, Lou. You know how we were talking about, Boston having the defensive player of the year, or not this year, but previous defensive player of the year, and a dude named Caleb Martin going off. To me, because you're not going to stop Joker. He going to get 50. He going to get 15 assists. You're just not going to stop him. I would try to see what Mike Malone wants to do, but I would try to get Murray just frustrated. Foul trouble, being overtly physical with him. Like, I would just try to get Murray flustered because if Joker going to beat us, because we don't have a matchup.
But my thing with Joker is that because he is their point guard too, there's going to be somebody else that will step up. Hopefully, well, that's the plan, right? You take out Murray, MPJ is supposed to show up, but Joker's still the consistent. You take out MPJ, Joker's still gonna show up, and Murray can be that guy. Like, to me, Denver has different options, and then you still got Aaron Gordon who can get put back dunks and second chance points. To me, if Spo can win this series, I ain't saying nothing else ever again. Put that man in the Hall of Fame. He's probably the best coach of the last decade, more than Steve Kerr. If he can get through this
100%,
gauntlet,
100%.
like,
He already better than Steve Kerr.
I don't know about that.
in my mind, he probably is, but I can't say that out loud. But I just think that there's so many things that you have to plan for, and they just don't have the body. Tyler Hero's coming back, I think.
Potentially
So
game 3.
that could help, but he's just
We'll
a
see.
shooter.
Yeah, we'll see.
I'm taking the Heat. I'll take the Heat in 7.
That's your official
Yes,
pick?
that's
Wow.
my pick.
I got Denver and I'm gonna say Denver in 4, bro.
Just
I'm
because
just
I don't
I'm just gonna be an
root for
asshole.
Denver, I'm taking the Heat.
I got Denver in 5.
I definitely got Denver in 5. I've never said the Heat over Denver. If that's what y'all saying, I said in the chat. I've absolutely never said that.
I'm saying it.
I've never said that.
Sheldon, you said Denver in 5.
Yes.
Lou, you said he in what?
7. Maybe 6. Give me 6. Maybe 6. Maybe in Miami.
I think you got to take away they second and third option if I'm Spo.
Okay, who you got?
I'm with Spike. I'm pulling for the black man.
I'm rooting for
I'm
Jimmy.
pulling for the black man.
I'm rooting for Jimmy.
Give
To
me
my Spo?
Heat in 6. Heat in 6.
Y'all just like saying shit. I have no reason. You can't give me one.
Jimmy Butler. Jimmy Butler.
That
the
ain't my
same
reason.
That's
That's not, I'm gonna say.
my
That
reason.
damn
is
sure ain't
Jimmy
my
That ain't
Butler.
season at all.
Because everything that y'all was saying sounded like what we said with the Heat versus the Bucks. It sounded like what we said with the Heat versus the Knicks. It sounded like what we said
It was,
with the
wasn't
Heat
it?
versus the Celtics. Everything that y'all said, matchups, better team, all of these things we've been saying all playoffs. And
None of them had
the
a
Heat's in the finals.
If Joker
Heat.
gets hurt, he gonna win.
To me, Giannis getting
That's
hurt for
the
2
only way.
games is a whole. You take their best player out for 2 games in any series. That's a whole different
All I
series.
know is Miami won.
Yeah, they got.
That's without
Ken,
context.
Ken,
We hate to have to follow
Ken,
that.
That's without context. We
Serial Head said there's more whites on the Heat than the Nuggets.
I said black man.
Talking about Jimmy
I
Butler.
said black man.
Talking about the stars, the head. Jimmy
I
Butler
said
and
the
Joker.
head of the snake.
Yeah, Jimmy, black man.
That's the matchup.
Although I do fuck with Murray though. Murray's my guy.
If I can get
Kentucky,
Murray
boy.
switched on
They be
Butler,
hyping up Joker
if I
too
can get
much,
Murray
so.
switched on Butler,
They
as
hype
much
up
as possible.
Bam too much, man.
And we had the discussion. I was trying to tell y'all this shit was gonna happen with Bam. Bam do this shit every time. If somebody can't, if his opponent is weak, he gonna go off. But you throw somebody on him, he gonna struggle. And Boston didn't even really have anybody.
Them was terrible shots. He be them that little float. I'm like, what is that? Bam
He got
doing?
he was.
You know what? Miami may need to start Zeller and
Damn,
Bam.
Murray got a white woman.
Yeah,
Oh shit.
They whole squad got
Mostly
white.
white, bro.
Let's go. Let's
No,
go.
let's go
Let's
to the
go.
Super Chat.
Let's go. Heat.
But,
Spo. Let's go, Spo.
yeah, that's all I got. I mean, when we can talk more once the finals hit. But yeah, that's all I got. Except for this NFL news, Hopkins got released by the Cardinals. They were willing to eat $22+ million just to let this nigga go.
They deferred it. Well, the important thing about it too, they deferred it till next year, so it won't be looked frowned upon from the league if a free agent comes about that they should have signed to make their team better and they don't do it, so they don't look negligent or look like they tanking. They deferred that $23 million until next year, so it was important for them to be able to tank this whole year in cutting him. So
Yeah, I don't know what any of that just meant. Like,
He just
it
basically
means
said
it means that they even
they can do
cutting him,
shiesty
it
shit.
didn't clear up no cap room, and if it had cleared up cap room, the league would have been expecting them to get
sign
their
it,
team
to use
better,
it.
to use it. But they
To use
deferred
the
it to
cap
next
space.
year when they don't want to be bad. This year they want to suck
oh.
and get.
So they're gonna take the cap hit next year instead of this year?
No, they're gonna
They
take
gonna
the
take
cap
it
hit this
this
year
year
instead of.
next.
Oh, he
year.
said deferred it until next year.
That's what I thought he meant too.
Yeah, I mean I said it wrong, but yeah, they deferred.
Oh,
it
okay.
until- yeah, I just said it wrong.
My
Got it.
thing
They want
is,
the guy from USC.
Ooh, the wide. The quarterback, Caleb
That's
Williams.
what they tanking for, Caleb.
What they gonna do with?
I said quarterback.
But they just signed.
What they gonna do with? They just signed their quarterback. What they gonna
Murray?
do?
Yeah.
They don't care.
No, fuck. Do you know what the cap hit is on that?
No. Listen,
Who you gonna?
at quarterback nowadays, it's the next best up. I don't care who I paid or who I had. If I could get dude from USC, they getting rid of Kyler Murray.
I'm not going that far. You over here.
What you gonna do with him?
Why else would you want the number 1 pick?
They're not getting the number 1 pick.
Yeah, it's a trade.
Yeah, they are. Yeah, they getting the number 1 pick.
They're not gonna suck that bad.
The Cardinals?
Yeah, they're not gonna
They're
suck.
gonna
That.
be bad.
Who else on their team?
They're gonna be bad.
They let go of
Murray not
Kyler
playing
hurt.
for half the year.
But you
Baker
remember
won
Kyler
out.
Murray is hurt. He's not even playing the first 6 weeks.
Tampa Bay gonna be bad too, though.
They not gonna be as
Who's gonna be
bad
worse than
as
Carolina?
The Cardinals. The Cardinals is gonna be the worst team in the league.
Carolina
Y'all
gonna
know
be that
nobody
bad.
on their team.
I'm just saying, anytime we think there's a team that's gonna be the worst team in the league, it's never that team.
Cardinals gonna hold
It's
true to it
because
this year.
we went into
They
went
gonna
into the
hold
season
true,
thinking
bro.
Denver was gonna be a great team. They ended up being a
fair.
top 3 or top 5 pick.
That's fair, but the Cardinals gonna hold true to it. They not trying to win it all.
My thing is, where does Hop end up at?
Kansas City.
Oh my God.
I don't think they can afford him.
I would love
You
to-
think he still want that type
New
of
England.
bread?
He wanted
I say
shit.
too many.
Odell got $15 million from the Ravens.
Yeah, but you know when when the Cardinals cut him, whatever was guaranteed in his contract, he just got paid that. So if he takes a small,
Yeah, he still got his money.
you know,
How
what I'm
much
saying?
you think he's gonna want less than Odell Beckham?
I don't think that he's gonna require that because
Yeah.
he got the money from the
Yeah,
Cardinals.
because he already
gonna get
got
somebody
his
a
money.
deal if he want to win.
Exactly.
The teams that are competing, they don't got no. Josh Allen's contract is kicked in
He not going
for Buffalo, so they ain't got that much space to do.
They need
with.
a running back. They don't need another wideout.
Well, they said they need somebody to pair with Diggs because it
Right,
ain't
yeah,
they
they
did.
need-
Davis
they need
ain't
another
shit.
wide receiver.
Like, so
Buffalo. They still
Who
need
did they
a guy.
draft? Did they draft somebody?
I don't think they
They drafted a. Did they draft a running
draft
back?
somebody.
Diggs one of the
I think
quarterbacks.
Hopkins goes to a mid-level team. Not really a contender, but just somewhere like
He
maybe
may
the
go.
Saints.
He may go to
The Saints
Cleveland.
with Carr. I think Tennessee. Cleveland is a good one.
Cleveland to repair with.
One of those. Yeah, but not. I don't think he's going
Massage
to.
guy.
He's not
Deshaun.
going to a contender.
Massage guy.
I mean Deshaun Watson.
Oh,
That's autocorrect.
I thought you were talking about Boston. Autocorrect.
Autocorrect.
Boston too, but I was thinking that too. New England. I was thinking.
They said New England though too.
yeah, those two places.
It's not going to be the teams that you want them to be with. That's what they were saying because the cap space. They
Well,
got no-
the only team that I really want him to be with is with Kansas City because it just makes them.
unless he
unfair.
takes a huge pay cut. I'm
yeah,
talking about he got to
yeah.
less
Yeah,
than
he
$5
gonna-
million.
I was
Their room is
joking. I
set
was
too.
joking.
Their room is set.
He's gonna have to take less than $5 million to go to
going
Kansas
They
City.
got
I
enough.
think.
But if he did,
Yeah, because they got hella young guys.
Yeah,
over
they're
there.
good with that.
Yeah, there's no other team that I really would want him to go to like that.
Atlanta.
Denver.
Atlanta's on
Denver
He
could
would,
be a good
yeah.
place, but Denver's wide receiver room.
it
is
depends
really
on what he
kinda
wanted.
crowded.
You trying to win or you trying to get?
I don't know
more
where he
money?
goes, though.
So that's his thing.
He goes
If
to
I'm him.
Dallas. Maybe Dallas got room for him.
Well, does Baltimore still have cap space?
No.
I think he could go
They
there.
stretched. They would have signed Odell to more years.
But it's
if
just
they
like
had.
why? Like
Well,
they-
the reason why
You
they
got
didn't
Zay
sign
Fla-
Odell is because of injury history.
nobody.
you got Zay Flowers, Odell, Rashad Bateman. You gonna have
They
Hoppy
just
and
signed
Ward.
another guy too. Who else did they sign? One of those other older veterans. That's a player.
Seattle.
Seattle would be a good move
Seattle
too.
would be strong.
He just said he needed structure. He don't even care about QB. He said I dealt with shitty QBs before. I just need structure.
Seattle would be really good for him.
Seattle would be good.
No, I'm saying he don't care.
Got you. Seattle would be a really good pick.
James said Baltimore has $12 million in cap space.
So if he can sign for 10,
Because
because he's not taking $5
If I'm
million.
Odell,
No, he's not
I
taking
wouldn't
five.
like it if I was Odell.
But if Odell,
Why not?
Yeah,
Because
like,
he's trying to make more money. Like if he
His
signed
money
this,
guaranteed.
Who is,
he
Odell?
signed this year to prove that he's still good. Like they only signed him for a 1 year deal. He's
That's
going,
all the deals he signs.
Right. So next year he's going to want money. If he don't produce and Hopkins there, he not.
he
gonna get
barely
money.
got this deal. He is not
That's
getting
not true.
anything
That's not
close to 15 million
don't
a
you
year.
think-
Lamar gonna throw for 6,000 yards too. He said it.
but do
So
you
he did.
Don't sleep on Lamar.
But Lou,
need
don't,
Hop,
don't,
man.
don't you think by having D Hop opposite of you makes you have more one on
Gives you
one?
Not if Lamar Jackson. I mean, yes, that's
That's
true.
why.
But Lamar Jackson being my quarterback, what does that mean though? What does
Damn, he
one-on-one,
just shit on
one-on-ones-
Lamar Jackson.
No, he's
No,
saying
that
the
just means
offense.
that he
the
ain't
offense-
taking as much. That offense is not going to take advantage of Odell being one-on-one. If I got him out there one-on-one and the rest of the shit is zone or man, like Lamar gonna take off.
Okay, so OBJ and Lamar need to get on the same page, like to break off routes.
If I'm OBJ, I don't want Hopkins on the other side of me, bro. Because it's gonna take away from what he's trying
It's too
to
many.
do.
They already got too many people.
And
It's
Lamar
like,
Jackson
why-
not that type. Lamar
too
Jackson
many
is not
people.
Patrick Mahomes.
I'm saying like they already got too much young talent that they're trying to develop to add an old guy in to get him into the
I'm
offense.
glad
It's
you
like
said develop.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like, they still got Rashad Bateman. They just drafted Zay Flowers. They have
If-
OBJ as the
if
vet.
those guys were the guy,
They
they wouldn't have brought in OBJ.
Bateman was hurt, and we know about Baltimore's
but
medical staff is shit.
OBJ
I
and
understand
D Hopkins mentor them guys. They only be there
Thank
for
you.
1 year,
Thank
and
you.
then mentor them guys, get them ready for
Yep.
the year after.
Because Bateman is not the guy. Bateman is more like like a special. We got a little package, end around this, then like he's not a guy.
That's what you think.
Oh, they got
That's
him.
what I know. Because if he was a guy,
That's Greg Roman's offense.
bro. If he was a guy, look. First of all, talent, especially in
gone?
football, just jumps off the screen.
Who is it?
He's not that special.
The Ravens coordinator, offense coordinator.
He
They
gone.
got somebody.
Yeah.
ready.
Yeah,
somebody
he's gone.
Yeah.
So yeah,
Nelson,
offense
Nelson
can be
Aguilar is there too, and
Yeah,
Andy
Why did you even
Andy
say his
Isabella.
name? Why did you say any of them?
Yeah,
names?
like bro.
I was just saying who
I know,
None
I'm
of
just
them guys is the guy,
they
bro.
didn't even be.
I'm just saying, like, adding
might even
another.
make it to training.
I don't think I don't think Baltimore is interested in adding another
they don't
receiver
want-
at
I don't
$10
feel like
million
they want somebody
at
that got
least.
it.
Oh,
It's
Devin
like that's
Duvernay.
wasting money in my opinion.
Look, since Lamar's been in the league, we said he has not had enough help on the
have
outside.
said that.
He got it now.
He
And
got
now
it
we
now.
trying to
Got
give
it
him
now.
help.
That's what I'm
We don't
saying.
want to
all the
overdo
help.
it.
OBJ by himself is not.
He got by
enough.
himself.
He got the rookie. He got OBJ. He still got his
Bro, we don't
tight
know if
end,
that
and he
rookie
got
can
both
play,
his
bro.
back.
And he got Mark Andrews.
We don't know if the rookie can play. We don't know if Bateman can stay healthy. We know OBJ
They say Zay
may be
Flowers
able to
is a
stay
dog.
healthy.
Yeah, no. Zay
But
Flowers.
we-
is
Zay
not.
Flowers
we
is
can't
dog.
agree. We may not know that, but we can't agree going into this season. This is the most talent that he's had.
And why not add another more
Exactly.
talented person?
If you can
that's-
afford it, why not? Because now it just makes everybody's job easier.
Right.
Who you gonna guard 1-on-1? Mark Andrews, Zay Flowers. You can pretty much dictate to the defense. You know what? We're gonna go here, and there ain't shit you can do about it. Because we know you got to go 1-on-1 with one of these motherfuckers.
D-Hop for a
D-Hop
1 year
period. It don't matter where you go.
100%.
He makes them better.
1 year rental, bro. Why not?
Yeah.
That's an expensive rental.
You fucking right.
For a team that
What are you gonna do with the 12 mil?
With a team that has Super Bowl aspirations.
Correct.
What are you gonna do with it for the whole season, Nick?
And you think
I would
they're
make
DeAndre
sure-
Hopkins away from Super Bowl
This
aspirations?
team.
To
Yeah.
me,
I think they're already
That's what
able.
you
No,
said.
no,
No.
I'm saying I think they're
think
already
that they there
competing now.
now.
They
Hopkins
don't
gonna make
need-
that
I'll
better.
put it to you like this: if they go and get D-Hop, I like their weaponry way better than Cincinnati.
And then he
way
come,
better.
And then he come. He
With
and-
D-Hop, with D-Hop, with
And then
D-Hop.
OBJ.
He told me he like a steroid boy over Jamar Chase, T. Higg, and Tyler Boyd. Are you kidding me? Over a nigga you just said Rashad Bateman, Zay Flowers. We have no idea what he is.
We not talking about Rashad Bateman. You're talking about Rashad
You're
Bateman.
saying the
I'm
core.
saying D-Hop. I'm saying OBJ. I'm saying Mark Andrews, and I'm saying Zay Flowers.
You right.
I'd rather have that.
How y'all saying no to that?
That's nice.
I'd rather have
I
that.
haven't heard no reason
Hell
why this is
nah,
a
nah.
bad
I'd rather
idea.
have that.
Hell
So you
no.
go from no receivers to 4 receivers.
His
Bruh.
only reason is he talking about what OBJ wants.
Yeah, like no. It's what Baltimore
fact-
wants.
And it wouldn't be
and the
good
fact
team-
that
it
he'll
wouldn't be
take
good
off.
team
I just
building.
don't think
It wouldn't be good team building. I don't want.
I think it's just extra for no reason.
I don't think that ain't the thing that gets them over the hump. Like I need that
So
money
what
for
is it then?
defensive tackles, linebackers, cornerbacks, all that throughout the season to create
Nigga.
depth, which y'all know we
Is you-
need in football.
is
Y'all
you-
can tell me all day about
Hey.
Hopkins coming out there and lining up beside OBJ, but that doesn't matter if I ain't got a defensive line
Let me
in
ask you
November.
this.
They already spent all their
Hold on,
money,
let me
bro.
ask you
And
this.
they need
What-
more than when people get hurt out the training camp.
Spike, what year are you playing football in?
2023.
Nah, because in 2023, number one, you need a quarterback. That doesn't have to
Okay,
be crazy
they have
mobile.
that. They got that.
You
But
trying to
he
com-
is
you
crazy
trying to
mobile.
compete.
And he is crazy.
They got
He
that,
the
and he is
craziest.
crazy mobile.
Okay.
Okay.
And he got an arm.
All right.
Yeah.
Right.
Okay.
Then the next thing is you got to get that man weapons.
I got
Yeah.
OBJ, I got Bateman,
You
and I
can
got
never
the
have
rookie.
enough.
Now,
And I got
you-
the
you-
tight
Bateman
end.
out of y'all niggas'
I have an
vocabulary.
all-pro tight end. I got Bateman, and I got
You sleeping on
OBJ. Y'all
Bateman,
think
bro.
is good.
Bateman's all right. He's not the guy.
It's
I
just-
didn't say he's
What is
clearly
it,
not.
Shelton?
But D Hop is the guy. OBJ was a guy.
I'm just saying you got to remember
Why
you
would
got
I
to compete
bring
with
OBJ?
Patrick.
Hold on.
Hold on, let's show you.
You got to compete with Patrick Mahomes.
Yes.
You got to compete with Joe Burrow.
Yes.
So you need to load up as many
Yes.
weapons as you
All
can.
the more reason I don't see Kansas City loading up like that at wide receiver.
They don't have
Pat
to.
Mahomes that good.
They got to.
Mahomes that
That's what I'm
good.
saying. So if I'm Baltimore, I got just as much faith in my quarterback who I just gave all of this money to.
Hey, look. Let me
where's that guy
Let me lay. Let
Well,
me lay.
nowhere,
Let me
'cause
lay
I
the
don't have
land.
no receivers.
Hey, let me lay the land
we trying to
down.
get
Now I got him. No, I got him already. I don't need another one.
No,
Before-
I don't
before-
need
wait,
another
hold
one.
on, Nick. Look, let me lay it down, bro. There's Pat Mahomes And then there's everybody else.
That's fair.
And it don't matter what you give Pat Mahomes, them boys gonna make it to the AFC Championship and or Super Bowl.
That's
no
fair.
matter what you put on that roster with him. As long as that man for right now has Travis Kelce, they gonna be all right. The rest of you niggas, Joe Burrow, Lamar Jackson, motherfucker Herbert, all of you niggas. Y'all niggas need hella niggas on the outside.
My thing is this,
no, they
though.
don't,
The
bro.
Baltimore Ravens weren't a quartet of receivers away from a deep run. It's more of they just needed a balanced offense. Lamar was good enough to get them. People said that they could have beat the Bengals last season if Lamar was starting with the limited offensive weapons. You add OBJ, you get a healthy Rashad Bateman, you add Zay Flowers. That's
Yeah,
really
Todd.
all you need.
But that answered the question, though.
No, I'm saying like that's really all you need because now if they have more balance for the run and they just wanted their passing game to be respectable.
I just need the box.
But you
Like,
know,
that's all that needs.
but you know why he wasn't there?
Who?
Because Lamar Jackson. He wasn't there to beat them because he had to run too much.
I know, but that was
So
that
now
was
you're
the old
adding
That was a
offense.
different
That's
offense.
a different
Now
offense.
that I have an
It's
offense where
different
we
now.
coming in to pass the ball, and not only do I have the weapons in place, but there's a scheme in place where Lamar Jackson ain't got to run the fucking triple
That you can
option.
add
But if
D-Hop
you have a
to.
chance to add a number one off the rip, walking
You got
in
a
the
number
door.
one. Why did I bring
OBJ ain't the number one, bro.
They think he is.
No, they don't.
I wouldn't
he's
pay
not.
nobody
No.
15 million.
He's
to be
the
man.
number one on
They-
that team. Is he not?
Like you don't
Right
pay
now,
nobody 15 million as a GM if you don't think he's the number one
OBJ in
receiver.
because we don't know what OBJ is because he's coming off severe injury. So we got to see.
We don't know what D-Hop
OBJ
is.
You assume
No,
that
we know
he's-
what D-Hop
We know what
is.
he is.
Going
Yeah.
into this season, you're assuming that
We don't know what
OBJ
Bateman
is your
is.
number one
Thank
because you
you.
paid him $15 million,
Well, you hoping that Rashad Bateman come out and have a killer season,
and he's a great number two.
but
How do you know
Maybe.
that? How do you know that?
If he said he has a great season, I
I
ain't saying
said-
that he is.
I said you're
I'm saying
hoping.
if he has a great
Let-
season,
let me- okay,
that
wait,
puts
hold
him
on.
at a great number two
Let me-
behind OBJ.
Lou,
but it's
and
unproven.
Lou
We
and
don't
Nick, let
know
me
it
ask y'all
yet.
this: who better, D-Hop or Bateman?
D-Hop.
Right now?
D-Hop.
You'll go.
It ain't even a
give it to
question. But
D-Hop.
what does
Okay,
that mean?
okay, wait, hold on. Who's better right now today, Zay Flowers or D-Hop?
We don't know.
That's true.
damn.
I'm not putting D-Hop in the slot.
'Cause if-
Who is
if
Flowers,
D-Hop,
bro?
bro.
Okay,
That ain't
Say
no
Flowers
question,
ain't
bro.
shit yet.
Hold on, let me say this. Let me say this.
Come on, Nick.
Let
Don't
me
do
say
this,
this,
bro.
need
Let me say this.
Nick just
And
don't
I'm
want his
not
ball to
saying
go
this.
down.
I'm just saying, let me say this. Before some of these receivers got into the league that were drafted, we didn't think they were going to be as good as they were. And then once we see their rookie season, it's like, oh, these are the next ones. We don't know what Zay Flowers could turn into.
Right. So
Right.
now,
So right
no,
now
I'm
today,
saying-
We know
D-Hop
what
is
D-Hop
better.
is.
I'm saying I'm willing to. I
See,
don't know.
see, and
just-
but no,
Nick
and
just
then he
don't
want
want
to
him
talk
to
about
beat
the
them.
draft. Oh, why you drafting potential? Why you nigga? Right now, today, I'm taking D-Hop over any one of these
Because
rookie
I
wide
have-
receivers.
Yeah, if I
because
don't got a receiver.
The reason why
No,
I say
fuck
that,
that.
if I
Even
don't
if
got
I
a
do,
receiver,
I'm
because
taking
I know
D-Hop.
I know Rashad Bateman ain't gonna be a number one, but Zay Flowers can be a number
Bro,
one.
look.
Nick just don't want him to
No,
go to
100%.
Rob. He
Look,
understands what that means for
There's
Cincinnati.
literally
No, I don't care.
There's only a handful of guys that I'm not taking D-Hop over. Jamar Chase is one of those guys. He's proven number one.
T. Higgins is
know-
another one.
No, I'll take D-Hop over.
You'll
T.
take
Higgins.
D-Hop over
Yes.
T.
Yes.
You'll
Yes.
take
Sir.
Today,
Yeah.
yes.
Have you
Today,
been
yes.
Are you kidding?
Yes.
D-Hop?
No, I'm not kidding
What'd
you.
he say?
I'm not kidding
They'll
you.
take D-Hop over
Yes.
T. Higgins right
Yes.
now.
yes.
I can
Yes.
show you 3 D-Hop plays.
Yes.
Were they in the
Right now.
playoffs? Or they?
So
were they
wait, hold on, Nick.
Close. It's
I
close.
give you Jamar. I give you nigga in Buffalo. I can't think of his name. You know I'm bad with names. Stephon Diggs. I give you Stephon Diggs. Tyreek Hill.
I'll
Y'all
take
think-
AJ
y'all
Brown.
thinking this is 2017.
Okay, AJ Brown.
2018,
That's
D.I.
Brown.
that pretty
The nigga-
much.
And that's about it, bro. Who else?
What do steroids do to your body over time? They do a field job.
That dude got some of the best hands in the game.
Some other things, baby. Not me.
I'm just saying, D-Hop is a aging wide receiver. There's a reason why AZ was like,
that
let's
just ain't a
this
good
nigga
roster
go.
move, man. That's not a good roster.
I wouldn't take him over DK Metcalf.
DK is who I
Or
was thinking too.
Jefferson,
Or
or
Jefferson.
Oh, I forgot about Jefferson.
or even what's his name, white boy,
Cooper Kupp.
Cooper Kupp.
Yeah,
Oh, yeah,
take-
you know, I'll take
yeah,
Cooper Kupp.
I'd still
Give
take
me
more
D-Hop.
Cooper Kupp.
To me,
That
him
would
and
be a
Cooper-
good place for him.
Him
The
and
Rams.
Cooper are
The
hell
Rams
no.
would be a great place for him.
Hell no.
Just because once again Cooper
Oh,
coming off
Rams could be a
injury.
good
Rams
place.
would be a great
They
place.
need a number. They need
Detroit
a number 2.
would be
They
a
need a
great place. Like it's a
quarterback.
lot of good places.
I would love him. Now
Let's get to
Detroit
these
would be
super
awesome.
chats.
Detroit would be good.
That's a good one.
Absolutely.
Detroit is a good one.
I like him more in Baltimore.
Let's see here. Let me see. Where are the ones that we did not read? We them boys. Why does no one want to coach the Suns? KDO.
Chris
Y'all
Paul.
said it. Y'all
Yeah.
said it. Chris
Aiden,
Paul.
Aiden is.
They bench is terrible. They don't
KD
got
may
no
not
bench.
be there after a season.
And they traded away half their team for Kevin Durant. They don't got no bench.
So yeah, you only get 1 year. So
Yeah, that's a lose.
That's a rookie guy's job now.
like if I took that job, I would need to know what we're gonna do when CP3 and KD going. You got to give me a
long
plan.
term.
It's championship or bust right
Them
now.
niggas
too,
are like,
and they ain't
nigga,
got
we
the
ain't
roster.
ask you all that. We asked you,
Nigga, do you
want
wanna
to
keep here right now,
You want to
nigga?
coach the
All that
niggas?
good
luck.
All that
Get
shit.
your little presentation out
You
there.
ain't gonna be here that long, no
We
way.
ain't ask if you wanted to be executive
Can you
manager.
win today?
No.
They want to know.
I wish a nigga
Not
would
with that
come
old
into the talk
ass-
about some, what's your 5 to 8 year plan? Nigga, can you coach?
We got Kevin Durant. and shit.
And what did that get you?
If you fire Monty, I ain't got
wish a
no,
nigga
I ain't
would
got no
come-
chance.
Hey, y'all be acting like motherfuckers come in these meetings, these job interviews.
They're supposed to.
They coming
Oh,
out
that's
There's
all
only
That's
three
how
of
you
them that
get-
can do that.
That's how Mike
Am I
Tomlin
not
got
right,
his job.
FIFO? There's only 3 coaches that can come in asking questions like
They
that.
said that's how Mike Tomlin got his job.
Well, that's why they don't have a coach. Independent 360. Shelton is crazy. Spo and LeBron and AD can win at least 1 game, bro. Come on now, LMAO. Those games were close as hell already.
Facts.
Say close as no cigar.
AD still AD.
He is.
What they say about done?
And Russell is still Russell.
Nah, hold on. With
I
Ty
don't
Lue,
care.
with Ty Lue, he was a different Russell.
Nah, he was the same old Russ.
No, he's talking about D'Angelo.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. He just ain't
But he
snitching.
still was the same old Russell. He still was the
Both
same
of
old
them
Westbrook,
Played in
bro.
LA, I didn't know that.
Both of them were.
He played with Tyloo?
Huh?
No, he
No, I was talking
coached.
about Westbrook.
Yeah, because it didn't help.
If he go to Ty
If
Lue,
you-
he'll
if
be a
you got
dog.
Russell in
D'Angelo
your
Russell a free
name,
agent.
unless it's Bill, you ain't the guy.
Boston get D'Angelo
What did
Russell.
D'Angelo? I was going to say that. I was
He
just
a
about to say
playmaker.
that. I was just about to say that.
Hey,
FIFO.
Candace, he got a play.
FIFO,
He had a playmaker.
FIFO, quiet as kept.
That's what
Start
they
with
need,
his-
man. That
They
might be what
said
they
they said
need.
the Lakers had
Alright,
an undefeated
FIFO.
record when he scored 15 points.
It might be what the Lakers,
FIFO.
the Boston needs.
Come
is
on,
D'Angelo
FIFO.
Russell,
No.
man.
Yeah, one. Well, never mind. I can't say that. out
D-Lo
loud.
is subpar.
What about Pat Bev?
All right, Kilo Beats OG. Shout out to J. Cole for telling Karan Butler about Martin.
About Caleb Martin.
Oh yeah, he said he went to Karam. Somebody from talked to somebody in the Heat staff, and they said
They got that light skin connection.
J. Cole and Caleb Martin look like they related.
Light skin connection.
Might be his cousin or something, his first cousin.
Let's see. Woo. They don't like Kev. If Tatum is mentally weak, what is Embiid?
Mentally weak?
And Embiid ain't never been on a team as good as Tatum's.
Yeah, but he's still mentally weak.
I don't know about that. That Jimmy Butler, JJ
Tobias.
Redick, Tobias
That team was
Harris.
nice.
That was
Yeah,
that team was better than
that
that
was my
Toronto
squad.
team they lost.
And that's
to.
better than his
That was
Boston
my
team.
squad.
That was on your boy Doc. Huh? That wasn't on Embiid.
That was on Doc. Hey, I forgot who was coaching.
That
It
kind of was
was.
on.
That was
Jimmy.
What'd you
not
expect
so
him to
broken
be?
Ben Simmons.
Was that
was
Doc
fine.
Rivers or was that Brett Brown? Last year, Brett Brown.
Oh, no, that was last year.
But Jimmy was timid in that game, if I remember correctly, in that game 7.
Jimmy
I
was
just remember
deferring to
seeing
Embiid.
Embiid crying. I was so
It
mad.
sure was.
Why? Because he cried.
I was just mad that they lost
I
that.
wish Jason
couldn't
Tatum
believe.
had cried, showed some type of emotion, and gave a fuck that they lost.
He was crying on the court. Remember, he was wincing.
Jason Tatum.
And you see how they did those skills. He was wincing. Anytime he did a little jog, man, he was wincing. I was like, bro, get this nigga off.
Oh man,
You're trying to
it was
sell
killing
it.
me.
Jimmy
It
Butler
was killing
smelled
me.
blood too.
Boy,
he was abusing that nigga.
It was
when he came
killing me.
down.
Woo Young, Dame numbers in the Western Conference appearance, in his Western Conference appearance, was lower than JT's this Eastern Conference. Guess fake J. Cole bars give you a pass, LOL shrugs. Bro, they
if you're the
after
best
y'all
player
neck,
on the team
bro.
and there's nobody else, they gonna double team you. They was locking up. They was doing everything.
Yeah,
they
bro.
could.
Like he
They had
legit,
nowhere
there
else
was
to
no
worry
other
about.
option. Like you double team, get the ball out of Dame's hand. What else is he supposed to do? You know what I'm saying? So those numbers are skewed, or you just need to provide the context.
Bro, they think y'all tripping for jumping on Tatum like that. Ghostman,
You see what they be saying, bro?
what y'all think of the kickoff rule? Why change it?
Bullshit.
What is
We're
it?
gonna be
'Cause
playing touch football in a
You
couple
have
years.
to, if it's anywhere inside the 10,
You talking about the fair catch?
excuse me, if anywhere inside the 20, you
Yeah, I'm
can fair
with it.
catch it and get it at
We
the
don't need it
25.
anyway.
Yeah.
I'm
So
with
they'll
12
basically-
cows.
they'll-
They
they'll-
did say they could get away with why do we have kickoff?
They're eliminating
There's no
kickoffs.
point of really kickoff.
Yeah, they just want
It's
slow
ceremonial
walk,
at this point. It's just a ceremonial thing. We starting a football game. We're gonna kick it off. You fair catch it, you get it.
You really could just start at the
You could
25.
just start at the 25 versus doing that. It's just a ceremony thing.
But they don't want to think Kyle was saying, shout out to 12 Kyle, was that they just didn't want to change it so fast because these motherfuckers go crazy.
That, and then also, why the fuck do you need 53 men then if there is no kickoff? Because that's a big part of special team.
You still got the punt team, and you still got field goal team.
Yeah, but you could reduce the roster size.
Yeah, you can keep a punter.
You still need about 15 to 20 players of depth and special teams.
I think you could probably reduce the roster size to about 40.
No, that's too thin. That's
What
way
do you mean?
because you got your 22 starters, right?
Yeah.
And then
Plus 18.
that would only leave you with what?
18.
You still need depth though. Like you still need
Yeah,
depth.
you only-
Football is a
you-
physical sport.
So you have 18 guys.
So because they added the
Like, you gotta practice.
an
You gotta-
emergency
you have to
quarterback because
practice.
of all those
Them
injuries.
niggas don't practice.
No, but yet they are the B teams. They are the scout teams. So you got to have a full scout team on offense
Them
and defense.
niggas be in shorts, bro. They don't even use
No,
pads
I'm
no
saying
more.
this-
I mean, yeah, they not physically doing it, but you have to be in place and have the game plan from the other team.
Okay,
to go
so
through the
but
motions.
that's why
you
you
don't
have
want your starting.
no 100%.
offensive-
No, I get you,
know what
but I'm saying, but you still have the practice squad.
Yeah, but
Expand the practice
that's only
squad.
like 12 people.
Expand the practice squad, and your active
But
roster
then
could be
they
lower.
not active on game day. I think the roster sizes need to increase more than anything.
Without a kickoff.
Yeah, absolutely.
Because you think about it, they're adding that emergency third string quarterback because of all these injuries and all that stuff. We've seen a lot more injuries now more than everything. Like look at the Ravens the last 4 years and all the injuries they had, and you want to reduce that roster?
That's the reason why you have a practice squad, because you move people up, and that's what I'm saying.
But like Lou said, on game day, what happens?
so you can have you
Move them up and send them back.
exactly move
But you
them
have to
up
do it
during
before
game.
game day. Like you have to do
Move
that
them up
within-
during the game. Like you can have.
You can't. That's an unfair advantage.
What do you mean?
Because those people, they don't want the people that you're moving up in. Like those people are available to sign by any team. So if they're in your building, they're learning your plays, and they're accessible from your roster, not anybody else's. You have an advantage. You have extra people on your roster.
Okay, so again, like rule changes, right? So make it where 5 people from your practice squad are untouchable, and they could be active game day depending injury. At the end of the day, bro, you can make every fucking rule to accommodate. I just don't see the point of having 53 active people if you're going to take away.
I think for
kickoff.
the
I
most
think you need
violent
the depth
sport
in football. It's violent. You need the depth, bro.
yeah, and for the most violent sport in
Rotation
in the world at
all
this
of that
point.
shit. Did y'all see Jimmy G though? Real quick, did y'all see that they voided his signing bonus?
Did they void it? They had a
The
clause
Raiders
in
voided
there.
it because he didn't tell them about his surgery.
Well, no, they had a clause in there about the surgery. I think they knew about
They
it.
didn't know about it.
They
No,
just
they
didn't know.
just found out about it, so they voided his signing bonus.
No, I thought that they had a provision in there that if he needed surgery, they knew.
No, they voided his signing bonus, and if the surgery isn't successful, they're able to void his contract completely.
But they knew about it though.
They
That's
did
why
not.
they put it in
They
there.
did
I
not
thought.
know about it. He took a physical after he signed the contract.
Well, all I know is that Devontae Adams is upset. That nigga said he basically won out.
Man.
Yeah, he signed a
But
waiver.
that's his own
Yeah,
fault.
see, he
I
signed a
mean,
waiver.
shit, I would have took the money too, kid. Shit.
Yeah, but you take them. Then don't. What
Should have signed a 1-year deal with Green
Yeah.
Bay.
You want
And then
my
make your
money now? You
decision
gonna come
this
up here and talk shit? Fuck out of here.
I agree with him.
Fuck out of here.
I ain't say I blamed him. I'm just saying that
Shut up. That's what I'm saying.
I would have took the money. I say, hey, shit, he's the best player in the room.
And it's
or
the
in
Raiders.
building.
What did you think was gonna happen, bro? They don't got
Exactly.
no history of being
David
good.
fucking
Yeah.
Carr.
Come on, bro.
Oh yeah, you know shit. I think you're
thought
gonna be
that
the Hall of
organization
Fame.
we played together.
You
in
went to go
school
play
or
with your
something,
friend and it backfired, my
Yep.
nigga. Take that L.
Yep.
Stay there and shut up. That's
Yep.
shut up.
If I was on, I wouldn't put shit around him. I'll just make his ass suffer. Talk shit to me. Oblivion Radio. You better put some respect on Jimmy named Ken Heat and 6. He only said that because I picked the Heat.
Let's go, Jimmy.
Yeah, that's it.
Hemi.
Rob Costa, a team with Spike Luforia as their GM, going 2-15.
In basketball, what are you talking about? Football?
That shit
Yeah,
don't matter.
football.
I'm highly offended if you're talking about football.
He talking about football.
That shit don't matter, Spike. You and nigga. If y'all nigga GM and head
Basketball,
coach
I
tandem,
give you, but
y'all
football,
niggas are
first
Mr.
of all,
Trash.
Bro,
Football, absolutely
I am
not.
a great GM.
No,
Football,
you're not.
I am a great GM.
No,
we can
you
go
are
to the
not.
Madden record too,
Did-
people.
Let's go to the Madden record. I know you don't want to compare Madden records.
I'm wearing some hardware recently.
But at the end of the day, Nick, you still the nigga that said Steph
that's-
Curry can't
bro,
create his own
we can
shot.
go through. We need to go through the greatest worst takes.
Worst takes of-
FIFO
Oh my
is
God.
right there with me though.
Hell nah.
I only got 3 bad takes. That's
Only?
it. Out of the whole time, because I've been right about a lot of shit too.
You talking about this week?
Okay.
All right, CD Lou trying to have standards, yet he a Cowboy fan.
That's why he right wing Lou.
And last one, drink more water. The Thunder are a sneaky trade team to watch out for. They potentially can have 9 first-round picks in the next 3 years. At some point, you can't keep all these players if they pan out with Shaw, Chet, Giddey, Williams, etc.
That is
Y'all can get Chet
that is
the
a
fuck out of here,
horrible starting 5 in my opinion.
I don't want nothing to do with that.
SGA, Chet, who else did they say?
Right.
That starting 5 don't intimidate everybody.
Giddy and
Giddy?
Williams.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I'm good.
Nigga.
Yeah.
I like both the Jalen Williamses.
I'm good.
That's why I think
People talk highly of them. Yeah, they look like they can play.
SGA for Jaylen Brown and some picks.
No, send them Chet.
That'll work.
And the Giddey kid.
FIFA
Josh Giddey.
SGA for Jaylen Brown and some picks.
And some picks. About 3 picks. That'll work.
Ken, so what you think Chet gonna average this year?
12,
10,
12 and 8.
9, and 3.
Chet gonna get you 16 and 9.
Shit.
Man, Chet ain't
What
doing
pick did
shit.
the Oak did they get?
OKC got they're top. It's not even. Is it? I don't even think they're in like a.
Nick Robb said with his super chat that you're going to go 1-16, bro.
What?
And Madden?
Football.
Damn, son.
Oh no.
The Bengals?
No.
As a GM.
GM, I'll be great. I just ain't gonna pay everybody. I'm gonna let
Man,
that
how
know.
great you going to be?
No, I'm saying I ain't gonna pay everybody.
Everybody,
like,
okay.
yeah, there's gonna be certain people that I pay. Y'all know how I feel about certain positions that niggas
Yeah,
got. Y'all still don't give me credit for all that Jamal Adams shit that I was saying, or the nigga who was in with the Chargers. Who was it? Derwin James. All these niggas that was getting paid.
You
I
hating on
said,
Derwin James, though. He
man,
good.
I
Derwin
told
James
y'all.
worth every penny.
Huh?
Derwin James worth every penny.
Oh, we'll see.
Every year.
What he do? What he do in that playoff game?
I don't know what you're talking about.
I do
I
wanna
mean, you
see
mean when he
Chet,
was
though.
trying to check the best tight end in the league? Solo? By himself?
How'd that go?
That's the
To
only guy
open
he
up the
can't
rest
guard.
of the
I'm just saying
defense?
how that go.
It went all
That's
right.
the only guy.
They said they was telling me this nigga he could guard Travis Kelce one
No,
on one.
I can put
Kelce
him-
was doing his ass.
I
two
can put
games.
him on Travis Kelce to free up more people for other people. You ain't
is-
stopping him at all.
FIFA, who else is Patty throwing it to mainly outside of Travis
Oh,
Kelce?
we already know. But
Nobody.
But Nick, he had look. I was in agreement with Lou with that. Derwin James is top 3 safeties in the league, and he is one of the few people that I would trust.
Nobody can
Kelsey's
stop
gonna
him.
get his numbers regardless, even if you double team him. You know what I'm saying? But I can account like, okay, Derwin's gonna do the best
He's gonna make a
job
big
possible.
play at least once.
Yep.
If it's
Whether it's a
crunch
hit,
time, if it's a hit,
Yep.
if it's an interception,
Something.
if it's a tip ball, he's gonna make a big play playing Travis Kelce because it's too frequent for the ball coming his way, and he's too good of a player.
Going into during the season, would you have said James Bradbury was a top 5 corner in the league?
no.
Who?
Or a top 10 or a top 10? I'm just saying going in that
I don't even know
because
who that- I don't
during the
even know who that
season
is.
during the season people were saying the Eagles had the best 2 corners, Bradbury and Slay. Niggas couldn't see shit with them. We get to the Super Bowl, what happened? When we needed a play to be made, what happened?
Hey man, you ain't never gonna catch me taking up for no Eagles. So
I'm
if
just
you
saying,
they
though,
got flame. They got
when we
flame.
talk about these DBs and making plays, y'all be talking like they be doing these plays.
Some of them do though.
Who?
Derwin James.
One more just came in. Do y'all think Giannis' final run was a fluke?
No,
No.
Hell no.
he'll be back.
I don't know about that.
Yeah.
But it's not a
He'll
fluke.
have another run. May not make it to the finals. But
I
he'll have
don't know,
another
y'all.
Yeah.
I don't know.
How is it
y'all.
a fluke?
I just don't believe
If they
it.
not saying the Golden State Warriors finals,
Niggas can't be arguing me down that Jason Tatum is a number 1, but you telling me that Giannis is a fluke.
Yeah.
His run.
Not
Finals
Giannis,
run.
yeah. I don't think it's
That's
directed
saying
at
Giannis is a fluke.
No, it isn't.
That's his greatest accomplishment, and you saying it's a fluke.
That's not saying Giannis is a fluke. It's the run, the title.
Yeah, the title.
Because
might
without
be a
that
little
title,
fluky, bro.
all that shit talking that FIFA doing, or he did,
Who's
he would have
more-
been continuously doing that.
Who's more likely to have another title run, Jason Tatum or Giannis?
Tatum? Tatum?
I agree.
Jesus Christ.
I believe
Who's the
more in
better player?
Celtics team. Hey, we ain't talking about the players. We talking about the teams.
Boston better than
Boston-
excuse me,
Boston-
Yeah,
Milwaukee
you're
better
right.
than Boston.
Milwaukee had
No.
one more games than
Yeah,
Boston.
Milwaukee better than Boston.
And where they at?
No.
They didn't
Well,
even get to the Eastern
all of them
Conference
got beat by
Finals.
The
Jimmy
past
Jimmy
2
Butler.
years.
They didn't even get to the Eastern Conference Finals.
past 2
and
years.
they
They
didn't
won
even-
the title.
And they didn't even get out of the first round.
Jason Tatum don't have a ring.
So,
Yeah, the past 2 years. They ain't
but
nothing.
that's, yeah. Boston has done more but in the ring than
That's
the
a
Bucks.
big butt.
Doesn't matter. That's what we're talking about.
We just
flukes.
talking about them too,
We're
yeah.
talking about flukes. We're talking about the run, bro. I don't know, man.
Boston's done it twice.
I'm almost there. That's a good question. I haven't called it yet.
So Milwaukee should have been there this year, correct?
Yes.
You think they'll get there next year?
I think they're more likely than Boston.
They're going to
Hell no.
Milwaukee has to.
I think that they're gonna make
speaking of
the proper
retooling. That's the
adjustments.
team that needs to retool. They got to get rid of some pieces. They got to make some things happen for Giannis. If anything, I'm looking at packaging Middleton, Holiday. I would say I'll do a package Middleton, Holiday draft picks for
Middleton
Dame.
a free agent.
Oh shit, he is. I'll do something to change up that team though.
Yeah, I don't know, man. I think Kyrie got hurt on that team. The foot. KD wet the bed in OT. I don't know. I think they might have got a little fortunate. They might have got a little Maxwell fortunate.
Y'all just be hating niggas.
I haven't brought it out yet.
So,
I'm
so
just
you like
analyzing.
Dame in Milwaukee over Boston?
Yes.
Why?
I think Giannis is a better. I'll let you do your thing. As long as you let me do my thing, kind of player. That's why.
And
we've seen.
we talked about Giannis. Remember the thing that I was so crazy about was we saying Giannis is not that closer. You put Dame on a team like that.
Yeah, he already knows
That's
he's
what
not the
you-
closer.
yeah,
If
that's what you
if
need.
he let Chris Middleton close the games,
Yeah.
Dame is a godsend to
There
him.
you go. Yeah, that's a no brainer.
JB Till Infinity said Derwin James was trash against the Jaguars in the wild card. round.
Ooh, hey, how much they paying that man again? 20-something a year.
How do you?
And they haven't even paid Herbert yet.
How
Guess
is
who
he
the first
trash?
nigga to get on the trade
How was he
block?
trash? Didn't they have to come back from like? Didn't the Jaguars have to come back from a lot?
It was like
It was
they
like
were
a
up, they were like
miracle win, right?
23 7.
I cannot remember.
There's no way.
Wait. So what are you saying?
I think that Derwin James did his job. Like, how was he terrible if they was up by 23 points?
Because
How
the
they
game
gonna
is
give it
the
away?
game ain't 3 quarters.
Right. They didn't win the game.
The game ain't 3
What are
quarters.
you talking about?
I'm saying that I wouldn't call
They
him
told
terrible.
me. They told me.
What was he doing the first 3
Trevor
quarters?
Lawrence had the
What
greatest
did he do
second
to help
half.
him win the game, bro?
Hey, Lou, they
Nah,
told
he
me-
didn't help him lose it.
They
I'll
told
say
me
that.
Trevor Lawrence had the greatest second half they ever seen in the playoffs. That's what Derwin James didn't
Yeah,
do.
it was.
He didn't close
Yeah,
it.
yep. Y'all remember that?
You
that
don't
was,
get props for one half, Lou.
Derwin James.
Derwin James played a hell of a half.
I was like, where you going with this?
Niggas think we paying this nigga 20-something a year for a half.
He stayed in the locker room. Y'all got it. I did my part. I'm done. That's it.
Yeah. I shut these niggas down the first 3 quarters, man. Y'all hold on to this shit.
Hell no, boy.
All right, man.
Standards, bro. He asking Dak to take him to the Super Bowl.
Hey, it's for you. Go ahead.
All right, y'all, man. We got to get out of here. Hopefully, we'll get 6 or 7 games, but
It's gonna be 4.
It might.
for 5.
We might be going to the
4
off
for
center. Damn, drink more water. Drop one in here real quick. Is Jokic a top 10 center already?
Yes.
Yep.
All time? Is he saying all time?
Yes.
Damn, Spike.
He said
You don't think
center.
that's right?
He said center. He didn't say all time in general. He said center.
Yeah.
He's easy top 10.
Just because,
Nah.
just because of what
He's higher
he
than
can,
9. He's probably top 6.
Yeah.
Patrick Ewing.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, just because of what he can do. He can do things that
Patrick Ewing wasn't a 2-time MVP.
Yep.
And if he wins this final, if he wins this ring, then
Yeah,
he wins
Ewing
the
He
ring.
never
better
won
than
a
David
ring.
Robinson.
No.
But if he wins this ring, I think he jumps David.
I don't know. I ain't going that far either.
I'm going that far.
Yeah,
Because we got Shaq, Wilt, Kareem,
Bill Russell.
Bill Russell.
Joker.
That's
David
it.
Robinson.
No.
David Robinson, Elijah Wan.
Oh, yeah, Elijah Wan.
I would say
So he's
Elijah
top
Wan
seven.
and then
You-
Joker.
I was just.
You was gonna
I was
say
waiting for them
what?
to sort it out.
I was waiting.
bro.
I was like, there's somebody.
Let's start over.
He's
Let's
top.
start
He's
over.
top 7.
So
Elijah Wan, Shaq.
So he's 6.
No, he already said Shaq.
So he's 6
I'm just
then.
starting from the
He's
top.
7. He's 7.
No, he's 7 because David
And-
Robinson is
7,
there.
but he'll jump.
But he'll jump
David
David.
Robinson.
Yeah, because
If
Even though
Duncan-
David Robinson got 2 rings, he
but
gonna
Tim
jump in
Duncan
with 1.
came
Yeah,
in.
no, he is.
and-
Because what other accolade outside of he got 1 MVP?
Didn't he win like
David
defensive-
Robinson?
David
Did
Robinson
he
got
win
1
like
MVP.
all defensive?
David Robinson scored 71 points in the game.
Okay.
And we got one more that came in too.
That ain't what I mean.
I think I gotta look at David Robinson's stats
In one game?
But he, I don't.
2 MVPs.
He
and
got
a
champions.
championship.
This is all based off if he wins the title, he's top 7.
100%.
If not, he's still top 10 at number 10.
Yeah, if not, he's still top 10. To me, right now, he's 7. He wins 1 chip, he passes David Robinson. He got to win 2 or more to pass Akeem and Shaq and
Yeah.
all of them
He
niggas.
ain't in my top 10.
I know he not. 'Cause
Hey.
he the wrong color. But if he was
Hey,
black,
Ken.
you say he the best. The
Ken,
best
what's
thing
your
smoking.
favorite thing about Akeem? Like, what is your favorite thing about?
Everything,
He
bro.
ain't take no shit.
Everything.
I ain't
bro.
never seen.
That man was,
I ain't never seen a
man,
center play
that man
like
was a
him,
stone
ever.
cold
I,
killer,
Like I
bro.
remember vividly that 94-95 season. That 93-94. There's never been a player his size like that did all the shit that he
Stone,
did.
man,
Like,
bro.
I remember being amazed by that
Slapping
shit, bro.
Vernon Maxwell to me is still
I remember
all
being
time. That
amazed by
that
it.
makes him the GOAT to me. If you can slap Vernon Maxwell,
Yeah, he ran through the best centers
And
in
I thought
the league,
Hakeem
bro.
was I thought that Patrick Ewing was a beast. He embarrassed him.
He was all right.
No, that was the thing.
out.
You don't think
Don't
Patrick Ewing was
disrespect.
just
I did not like Patrick Ewing.
No
bro.
one,
I didn't
no
either.
one
Monster,
outside of
man.
New
I
York
didn't
and a
either.
few other niggas.
That's disrespect. Patrick Ewing
Niggas
was
don't
a
really
monster,
fuck
bro.
with Pat.
Nah, they
Ewing.
don't.
They really don't.
I respect the Pat.
You
Being
said
from
respect.
Chicago, I
You didn't say you
respect it.
fuck with him.
Yeah.
I was
Fuck
born in
with that.
Chicago in '84. Fuck you mean?
Only niggas from like the New York area or like who see the Knicks a lot. That was like, oh yeah, you respect them. But most niggas don't talk about Pat Ewing like he's
he
supposed to.
don't
be.
get the love.
He don't get no love like that.
He used to keep the Knicks in there with Mike now. He couldn't beat him, but he used to keep him in there.
And then he played on the broken leg. It wasn't that the finals or
That's
the
Willis
Eastern Conference
Reed.
Finals.
Yeah, I think that was Willis Reed that came out of the
I
locker room.
thought
Nah, Pat
Ewing had
Ewing.
some type of injury. He was leg injury. He
Nah,
was
he
playing.
just was hobbled.
Yeah.
He just walked like that.
To
He's
me,
old.
the reason why Akeem is as great as he is, I've never seen somebody dominate him, and he dominated everybody. When he played against Shaq, Shaq
true.
didn't dominate him.
He
He
killed
dominated Shaq.
He embarrassed Shaq.
He embarrassed.
That was
Shaq.
young
He
Shaq.
embarrassed Ewing.
He embarrassed Ewing. He
All the
embarrassed
centers that-
David
he
Robinson.
embarrassed
All of
David
the
Robinson.
niggas that we named,
Yeah, all
he
of them.
embarrassed all of
He
them.
embarrassed him.
You know why I didn't like Akeem for a while?
because of the accent.
No, you ain't. Because
I know you said for a while.
I
but
like
go ahead.
Ralph Sampson,
Took his
and
job.
he took his job.
He did.
That's why I was upset.
Twin
'Cause I
Towers.
was like, man, I love Ralph Sampson.
Yeah,
And
I
I-
feel
and
you.
I-
He was a bad boy. man.
Yeah, so I didn't like. I mean, even though I watched him and liked him in Houston, I didn't like him when he went there and took Ralph Sampson's job. That's the only thing I ain't like.
Ghostman 231. I think it's kind of for you, Nick. If you heard of it, what do y'all think of Tyler Boyd comments?
What'd he say?
I think he said if they were healthy, they would have beat the Chiefs.
He did get out. He did get a leg
He get out of
injury.
pocket?
No,
Oh.
nah.
I thought you
He
said
had-
he talking crazy.
No, he did have a leg injury early in that AFC Championship game. That's why they were down a receiver, and it really showed. And I think it also. I'm not giving Joe Burrow an excuse, but he leaned too heavily on his two primary targets.
Then he gives him an excuse.
No, I'm saying. I said.
and also, why not sign D Hop if you ball for him? Bruh.
That's literally in the game that they lose him. It's not like they had to go into the season. And I did say that Joe Burrow choked in that championship game. So like, don't do that. My thing is, I agree. I think they do win. It was a 3-point game,
course you
FIFA. It wasn't
agree.
like, and it came down to
Let
a rookie
me-
fucking up.
Let me ask you something.
Of course
Nick.
you agree, but what is that to say though? Like who is
We
like,
right there.
But you didn't win.
Yeah, like
We won last year, the year before that.
What y'all
I'm
win?
saying- I'm
What
saying-
did y'all win? Because y'all didn't win the Super Bowl.
I'm saying we won against them in the AFC
okay,
Championship.
you
game
always
before-
say this.
year
If was a fifth, we'd all be drunk.
Yep.
Who cares if he thinks that? Like, we go to training camp, nigga. We don't care. We don't care if y'all think. Of course, everybody think they would have won if they were healthy, bro.
My thing, y'all acting like the Bengals are not there. They're right there with the Chiefs.
They are, but who's better, Burrow or Mahomes?
That's the only thing that's better than. That's the only outside of coaching, that's the only advantage they have.
Okay.
Like if we're talking about roster talent, like yeah.
No. I didn't ask all that.
Yeah.
I said who's better, Mahomes or Burrow?
Defense.
Mahomes is better.
Defensive line.
He's the greatest quarterback I've ever seen.
Okay.
I've always said that. Mahomes is going down as the greatest quarterback I've ever seen.
Damn, Rob do make a good point. Pat Mahomes did win on one ankle. He says okay to that about the injury shit. Oh, good point.
I mean, a
huh?
receiver ankle injury is different than a quarterback ankle injury.
I know, but the quarterback is.
Quarterback running routes
You have to plant to throw.
That's the head of the snake.
is a quarterback running routes. Well, how much more movement who's doing more movement, a wide receiver or a quarterback?
Wait a minute, who got
They're
hurt?
making different type of movements.
I'm just saying who's doing more movement.
But who got
They're
hurt?
making different type of movements. But at the end of the day, it affects both of those
Which one of them
positions
got hurt?
equally.
Tyler Boyd?
Tyler Boyd, he had a
You can
separate-
survive with
That's the-
losing Tyler
that's the
Boyd. You
third
can't survive with
receiver.
losing. Your
We're not talking
quarterback.
about the player. I'm just saying who needs
Nick.
to be more agile.
They both need to be agile.
I'm saying who needs to be more agile? That's the question.
Okay, wide receiver by nature, but if we're talking about the how it impacts, that injury impacts a quarterback or a wide receiver, it impacts
He
them
did
the
not
same.
return for the rest of the
my thing
game.
is-
It wasn't like it was some simple shit. He did not come back for the rest of the
I
game.
wouldn't care
Patty
about
wasn't,
that.
Patty
If-
wasn't hurt to
if-
not come back in the game.
They had to shoot Patty up
if
He
Chase
came
was
back,
hurt-
did he not?
because he Pat Mahomes.
But if Chase was hurt, then there would be a story. But for me, Tyler Boyd, I mean, you ain't win no game. No. What are you
The
talking
reason
about?
why they're known
That's
as a great
Bateman, ain't it? Oh, my bad. Tyler Boyd? Oh,
Tyler Boyd is like-
same nigga.
Well, either way, yes, BL Shaq did say that King was hell for him. But anyway, that's the show, y'all. We appreciate you guys showing up. We'll definitely get into this damn
Tyler Boyd. Get
finals
the fuck
coverage,
outta here.
and
Tyler Boyd gonna have a breakout year this year too.
we'll catch y'all next
How
time.
many, how many years he
We
been
may
in the
do
league
some of the
already?
games too,
I'm
like on
saying?
Discord with the members.
Not breakout as far as I'm saying he gonna have a come up year. This is final. This is a contract year for him. So
And they're not going to sign him.
I know, but he still got a ball for the next team. Burrow know how to get his players paid. Every nigga who was on a 1-year deal with Burrow getting paid. Samaje P. Or like niggas who were on their
Cincinnati
contract.
not gonna pay Boyd.
I know, that's what I'm saying. They get paid elsewhere. They got to ball out still for them to get paid.
It's all good.
Cincinnati Super Bowl. Hey, don't get me. Stop trying to be objective now, kid.
Let's finish basketball first.
It's still May. It's still May.
Yeah. Yep, we got to get through July.
Hey,
All
y'all,
right,
please
we-
share the show.
Yeah,
That's how trash these finals are. I'm already thinking about
Right.
Bengals Super Bowl.
Basketball is over.
Hey,
Over for that shit.
Denver versus Miami. Oh, hell no.